Mid-Michigan. Welcome back to Beal City Aggie football on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Chris Bachman on the microphone, my main man Adam Gursky on the camera, and it's here. The greatest time of the year. High school sports are back, baby. We had the volleyball try Monday and our first high school football game of the year, and of course, we had to start with the defending state champion Beal City Aggies. We'll also have updates from our other games in the area. Ithaca versus St. Louis, Mount Pleasant at Saginaw Heritage, Shepherd hosting Elma, Sacred Heart Academy is at Olivet, and back in 11-man football, and Clare is at Grayling. And speaking of Clare, not going to be able to make it down to Lawton next week for high school football Ithaca action, but we will be at Central Michigan University as Clare takes on Ortonville Brandon, so make sure you join us for that. That will be a ton of fun. The last time we saw these Aggie boys, they were absolutely dominating at Ford Field for their third state title, and they've got a lot of those young men back. Under center, junior Kyler Smith. Back at running back / wide receiver, Garrison Zucker. Guards, Wyatt Wilson and Drew Gross are back. Also on the line, Jacob Beitler, Hunter McDonald are back. Aaron Locke, Drew Gross back at defensive end. Braxton Bukovich back at running back linebacker. Drake Gatrell, Wyatt Wilson back at linebacker. Yeah, it is going to be a fun day. And yesterday I caught up with Coach Gross real quick. Keys to victory. It was pretty obvious, but a lot of things going to come down to that turnover battle brought to you by High and Tight Footballs and my main man, Coach Tom Crazier. So we'll be talking about that. And then he said big plays. Who can ever limit the turnovers and the big plays, that is who will be victorious in this one. And you are listening to our Woods Household pregame show, coming to you live from our Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Throughout the evening, we'll be talking about Gates Drilling and Service, our halftime sponsor, the Bills Custom Fab fabrication of the game. You know, our Bird All-American Grill is our post-game show sponsor. The only place you'll ever find this guy post-game, it is the Bird All-American Grill, and was there for a fantastic bacon cheeseburger today for lunch. We'll have score updates from our friends at Clark Modular Homes, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Malley Construction. And we'll be talking about the Weefrich Financial Zeta Batchelder baller of the game throughout the evening. Shout out to the Batchelder family. Don't believe Nate Ryan and the crew was able to make it over, but don't worry. We have got the coverage here for you. Captains out there right now, Mr. Garrison Zucker, Mr. Drew Gross. What a year this could be for the Aggies on the football field, but starting off with a really tough opponent in the Ravenna Bulldogs. Last year, Ravenna was up 15-0 at halftime. Beal City came storming back to win. Year before that, it was a pretty convincing win for Beal City, but you go back 2 years before that, some really, really close games. Ravenna winning by a point, Beal winning by a point. This is surely going to possibly be a one-possession game here today, but if you're looking at a favorite, it's got to be this Aggie squad coming off of that state championship. And more love going out to our friends at J&J Auto, Blockco Pools and Spas, Konwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, ENS Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, and my friends Bryce Updegraff and Joe Wentworth, Palladium Realty, Robin Stressman, and Associates. We're going to take a break here on our Woods Household pregame show. When we come back, we'll go through the starting offensive, defensive lineup for these defending state champion Beal City Aggies. You're listening to the Woods Household pregame show on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more right after this.
Hi, I'm attorney Joe Barbary. Just like doctors specialize in areas of medicine, at Barbary Law, we specialize in getting you the best possible results. If you've been injured by someone else's negligence, you owe it to yourself and your family. Call our legal team. At Barbary Law, we focus on one thing, and that's getting you the compensation you deserve. Every case we take personally.
My attorney is Joe Barbary, he can be yours too.
Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant Automotive on Mission has been serving local auto shops and do-it-yourselfers since 1988. Mount Pleasant Automotive is locally owned and carries all the auto part, car care products, and auto maintenance supplies you will need. Visit them online at mtpleasantautomotive.com. Mount Pleasant Automotive, caring for our cars and our local student athletes. Bogwai Banga and Bradley on Main Street in Mount Pleasant provides uncompromising integrity when providing tax and accounting services to individuals and small businesses in the Mid-Michigan area. Bogwai Banga and Bradley has an expert CPA ready to help you, whether you're an individual that needs help with taxes or a business that needs help with, well, just about everything. Bogwai Banga and Bradley is a leader in the community and a proud supporter of local high school sports. Visit them online at bwbpc.com or stop into their office on Main Street in downtown Mount Pleasant. Joe Wentworth with Pregame Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes working hard and showing pride for our community. For all of your real estate needs, go with Joe. Joe Wentworth with Pregame Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-817-1291. Martinez Lawn Care, just like our local football teams, can keep your yard looking good deep into fall, and we all know winter is coming. Call now to get on their snow plowing schedule. Find Martinez Lawn Care on Facebook or call them at 989-317-5536. Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. I'll get that down here in a couple weeks. Chris Bachman alongside Adam Gursky on the camera. And if you look out on the field right now, we're focusing on Mr. Number 4, Garrison Zucker, one of the senior leaders of this team. He'll be starting at defensive back and starting in the backfield. You go back to the playoff run they had last year. He just absolutely had some monster plays and some monster games. You think about the long touchdown catch and run that he had when we were at Iron Mountain. That ended up being one of the big differences in that ball game. Kind of got him back tied 7-7 in that third quarter. And then the performance he had versus Fowler down at the Ithaca Football Stadium is one to remember. He had that huge third down touchdown run that was 60-plus yards, and then he might have had 8 or 9 tackles, and I'm talking solo tackles as well. He was all over. He was absolutely fantastic. Also back for the Beal City Aggies, under center, number 1 this year, Mr. Kyler Smith. Across that offensive line, we'll see Mr. Jacob Beitler, Wyatt Wilson, Nick Bogue, Drew Gross, and Hunter McDonald. Also out there, tight end positions will be Grady Gatrell and Aaron Locke. Running the ball, you'll be hearing the names of Eric Elias, Garrison Zucker, Braxton Bukovich, Drake Gatrell, along with Avery Small. And, of course, you know, Kyler Smith is going to be able to tote that rock a little bit as well. Thanks so much for tuning into the Woods Household pregame show. And you don't see the scoreboard up there because the sun is shining right directly on it. I have to actually take off the shades to be able to get a good look at it. We've got 4 minutes here on the pregame clock, and that's something we figured out, you know, kind of basketball season. If it's not going to be a good view, we're not going to put it up there for you. We want to provide the best listening, watching experience for it. So maybe after halftime, we will see how things look and maybe be able to change it up. But again, this Aggie squad defending state champions, back to look to make another run. I asked Coach Gross yesterday, does it feel any different this year from last year? And he said, you know, it kind of does. Not a lot, but just a little bit. And you can't be surprised coming off that state championship. You wonder, will your team have the same type of hunger, this, that, and the other? But with the type of kids they got, I don't think that will be an issue. Starting defensively for the Beal City Aggies along the line, you've got Drew Gross. You've got Aaron Locke at the defensive end positions. In the middle, you got big Nick Irvin and Ben Gottschalk. At the linebacker positions, Drake Gatrell, Wyatt Wilson, Braxton Bukovich. Then you have Eric Elias, who'll kind of be sliding back and forth from a safety to a linebacker position. Out there, the starting safety, the freshman, number 10, Grady Gatrell. Remember that. Number 10 that you're going to see out here in this game. He is a freshman, chance to be a superstar at whatever he wants to do at the high school level. Mr. Grady Gatrell, the younger brother of the already all-everything superstar Drake Gatrell. Also starting in the defensive backfield, the 2 cornerbacks, Garrison Zucker and Kyler Smith. That's a look at your kind of starting lineup right there for the Beal City Aggies. Going to take another break here on the Woods Household pregame show. We come back, break it down a little bit more, and then we'll get ready for kickoff. The defending state champion Beal City Aggies versus the Ravenna Bulldogs. Coming right up here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more Woods Household pregame show right after this.
Jenna Gates
and Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years. We have all seen this sticker, maybe in Mount Pleasant, Beal City, Ithaca, or Traverse City. There is a reason you see that sticker everywhere. That's because Dick Sova Auto Sales has been selling sharp used cars and trucks for 3 generations. Stop in to see the Sova family in downtown Shepherd for your next low-mileage, immaculate car and see why they're known for over 40 years of fantastic customer service. Or you can view their inventory now at DickSovaAutoSales.com. Dick Sova Auto Sales, selling sharp used cars and trucks and supporting sharp student athletes. Powell Frame and Collision knows we all spend a lot of time looking out the windshield. So if yours gets cracked, dented, damaged, or destroyed, Powell Frame and Collision, along with their expert collision service, now offers expert auto glass replacement. Working with insurance, they can replace all makes and all models, including new advanced driver assistance system windshields. Mention you saw this ad and you can get $100 off of your windshield replacement. Powell Frame and Collision, downtown Shepherd. For over 4 decades, ENS Graphics has delivered confidence, trust, and peace of mind by providing their customers with expert service and using state-of-the-art technology. We all know in sports, what's on the inside counts the most. But when it comes to your business, school, organization, what's on the outside does matter. If your business needs anything printed, ENS Graphics can do it. If you want your club, team, organization to look good, ENS can help with that. They take your vision and make it their mission. ENS Graphics, a proud supporter of the Mid-Michigan community and their local athletes. Visit ENS Graphics at their location down in Ithaca or visit their website at esgraphics.com. ENS Graphics, printing all things physical.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
A wonderful rendition of the national anthem there from the Ravenna Bulldog Band. And we are just about ready for high school football here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. If you ask this guy, college football, high school football, they are the greatest sports in the world. One of the big reasons, the pageantry you just saw from the band, the Aggies running out onto the field right now, meeting together, getting ready for another great year of high school football. And, oh boy, we are ready here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. And I would be remiss if I did not take a moment to mention Mr. Lee Corso. If you're a big college football fan, you know about College Game Day. Lee Corso was having his final broadcast this Saturday, and I started thinking about it for a minute. He's been doing that for 38 years. This cat just turned 40 this past summer, so pretty much my whole entire life when I've gotten up on a Saturday morning. It's kind of, a Saturday afternoon, because that's usually when this guy's waking up on a Saturday. He is there to greet me, and so a big shout out to him. And I think one of the phrases I use more than anything is the "not so fast, my friend." And so we are ready for high school football. More love going out to my friends. High and Tight Football, sponsor of our turnover battle here tonight. Kenneth Egger, DDS, Fisher Company, Central Concrete, Central Asphalt, and Fisher Transportation. Gross Farms, Brad Gross Electric. Schaefer's Bait and Sporting Goods, almost up north in Stitches for Britches. Doozy's Ice Cream Place, Boomer's Lawn Care, Berry Funeral Home, Dog Central, Sydney's Judge's Bench, the Beal City Village Store, Smith & Sons, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, the Isabella Community Sportsplex, and Dance Again, who has got your homecoming dress ready to go. You don't need to leave Isabella County for that homecoming dress. Go talk to Miss Kara Lynch, and she will get you set up. Here we go. The Aggies will be on defense first. Kicking things off for the Beal City Aggies is going to be Mr. Connor Sienkiewicz, junior running back, defensive back for the Aggies. And here comes the kick. Back deep to receive are the Bulldogs. They take it just inside the 10-yard line here on the near side of the field. Big running room right up the middle. He's upturned at the 35-yard line. Eric Elias on the tackle there. On the return was Jackson Wilburn. And looking at these names, the one name that stuck out to me from last year was Caden Kniff, who's going to be back as a senior big time on the defensive line and offensive line for this Ravenna Bulldogs team, wearing number 64 out there for Ravenna. Bulldogs out there in the royal blue jerseys, the white lettering, dogs on their helmet in white. The Aggies out there in the all white, the royal blue lettering, and the blue star on the helmet. Here we go, Aggie football, first play of the season. Shotgun snaps taken, maybe a broken play there. Drew Gross in the backfield. Aaron Locke in the backfield immediately to bring down the quarterback, who was the aforementioned Jackson Wilburn there on the carrier. Maybe a little bit of wildcat formation there. He went to fake the handoff. However, the running back wasn't there for the fake, which allowed Gross and Locke to come in from their defensive end positions. That defensive line has a chance to be really scary out there. You've got Nick Irvin and Ben Gottschalk right now in the middle, and then those two speedy defensive ends on the outside. Fake the handoff. Gross in the backfield immediately to bring down the ball carrier. Drew Gross, 2 plays, 2 tackles for loss. That is a great way for the junior to start the season. It is going to make it 3rd down and 13 for Ravenna. 11:05 remaining in the first quarter. Again, if you're just joining us, the scoreboard, the sun's on it completely. We had the scoreboard camera up, but when we looked at it, we couldn't really see it, so maybe after halftime, but I'll keep you updated down a distance and the score as much as I can. 3rd and 13 here for Ravenna. They go 4 wide, send a man in motion. Wilburn takes the shotgun snap. He's rolling out to his right. Wilson gives chase. He's hit by Gross. It might have been caught for first down yardage. They're going to say it's incomplete. He dropped it. That was a fantastic throw from Jackson Wilburn under all the pressure he was on. The wide receiver had to come back a couple steps and go low to try and make the catch, but it looked like, well, considering the pressure Wilburn was under, I'm going to say that could have been a catchable ball. Back deep now to receive the punt is going to be Garrison Zucker and Avery Small. Beal City likes to do this, to put 2 guys back there, doesn't give them as far to go after the punt, and really gives them an opportunity to get a return. Gross almost got back there for the block. It's going to be down the sideline and go out of bounds. No chance for a return. We'll see how far the official marches down the way here. It'll be Aggie football, 1st down and 10 at their own 42-yard line. And so a 3 and out for Beal City to start the game. They will take over, as I said, at their own 42. And we'll see our first look at the Aggie offense this year. And a 3 and out for Ravenna. Our score remains 0-0. 1st down and 10 for the Aggies. 10:38 left to go here in quarter number 1. Again, they got it at their own 42-yard line. Sophomore Kyler Smith in the shotgun, or the junior Kyler Smith in the shotgun. Pardon me, won a state title at quarterback as a sophomore. Handed off to Elias. Gross out there looking to get that lead block. Elias spins off of one guy, bulldozes ahead for a couple extra yards. It's going to be a 6-yard carry or so on the first play of the season for Beal City on the jet sweep. Something that really was successful for them all year last year, especially when you got the speedy guards, the athletic guards of Drew Gross and Wyatt Wilson that are so capable of getting out, getting in front of the play. Kyler Smith trots to the sideline, is back in for the 2nd down and 4 play. We'll be under 10 minutes remaining when they take the snap here at 10:05 right now on the clock. Scoreless high school football action here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Deep back right now is Braxton Bukovich, Eric Elias, and Garrison Zucker lined up at the two wingbacks. Zucker goes in motion. He gets the handoff, looking to get that outside edge. Gross out there with another good block. First down yardage for Zucker as he goes out of bounds. And that's what Drew Gross is going to be able to do for you. He's going to be able to be out in front every single time to get you that lead block. He also has that size, that strength as well, too, to really be able to command that offensive line at his guard position. And you see him out there on the field, might not look like the biggest guy, but then you stand next to him and you realize, yeah, this kid's been working up for a long time. He is all muscle. Here comes the first down and 10 play for the Aggies. 9:20 remaining here in the first quarter. The Aggies now in Bulldog territory. Smith in the shotgun, technically an empty backfield, but three wingbacks. They fake it, looking to go downfield. Smith throws it over the middle. He's got a man deep. It's caught by Aaron Locke at the 10, brought down at the 2. Big time pitch and catch there. Kyler Smith to Aaron Locke. We saw that a lot last year, and in particular, one of the biggest plays of the season as they connected for the deep touchdown up at a Maple City Glen Lake. That was a 41-yard connection there from Kyler Smith to Aaron Locke. The first pass of the year from Kyler Smith goes very well. Lined up in the backfield as the fullback is going to be Braxton Bukovich. At the wingbacks, you've got Avery Small and Garrison Zucker. They send Zucker in motion. Hand it off to Bukovich. Looks to pour it ahead. He's going to be brought down at the 1-yard line. But a nice play there from Bukovich. Took what was there. Again, when you're this close to the end zone, you got to make sure you've got both hands on the football. Shout out to Tom Kraser at High and Tight Footballs. Got to make sure you're on top of everything there. More love going out to our friends. GNS Mechanical, hanging by a thread. Pure Plumbing, All Seasons Fireworks, WW Construction, The Diner, Block Electric, Dick Silva Auto Sales, Powell Frame and Collision, Bogwai Banga and Bradley, Martinez Lawn Care, along with Mount Pleasant Public Schools. Same formation. You got Zucker and Small as the two wingbacks. Braxton Bukovich, the deep back. They send Small in motion. Hand it off to Bukovich. He's into the end zone for an Aggie touchdown. The sophomore, Braxton Bukovich, pours into the end zone for a touchdown. 5 plays. The Aggies go 58 yards into the end zone for the tutty. We'll see if they come out for the extra point here with Mr. Connor Sienkiewicz. Kyler Smith will be lined up for the hold. What a start for Beal City. You get the 3 and out from Ravenna to start the game. You start at your own 42. You go 5 plays, 58 yards, including a 41-yarder from Kyler Smith to Aaron Locke on the throw. The kick is up. It is good. 7-0 Beal City with the lead. We're going to take a break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We're back with more Aggie football right after this.
Hi, I'm Attorney Joe Barbary. Just like doctors specialize in areas of medicine, at Barbary Law, we specialize in getting you the best possible results. If you've been injured by someone else's negligence, you owe it to yourself and your family to call our legal team. At Barbary Law, we focus on one thing, and that's getting you the compensation you deserve. Every case we take personally.
My attorney is Joe Barbary. He can be yours too.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher Day or give them a call at 989-317-8582.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Oh, what action it has been. Welcome back to the Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Here comes the kickoff from Sienkiewicz. It's going to be fielded on the far side of the field at the 12-yard line. Aaron Locke bearing down on the ball carrier. He gets away from Locke, but then the return is brought down to the 29-yard line. Locke came blazing down from that side position there, the gunner position. Wasn't able to bring down the ball carrier, but kind of turned him towards a bunch of other defenders. First down and 10 for Ravenna, their own 29-yard line. There is 8:13 left to go here in the first quarter. Beal City got a 3 and out to start the game, then immediately marched down the field to 58 yards and 5 plays. for the touchdown. The defending state champion Beal City Aggies lead Ravenna 7-0 as the Bulldogs start their second possession from their own 29-yard line. Wilburn in the gun. They send a man in motion. They fake the handoff. Wilburn looking to go up the middle. There's Aaron Locke to bring down the ball carrier. We've had 4 plays for Ravenna. 3 of them, Aaron Locke or Drew Gross, have been in the defensive backfield. Holy moly, you're going to have to get that fixed real quick if you're Ravenna, or they're going to continue to cause problems all game long. And credit to Gottschalk and Nick Irvin in the middle as well for making it one-on-ones on the outside, because those big bodies in the middle are going to eat up a couple blockers. Going to have a penalty before the snap, or the officials actually maybe weren't quite ready. It was a shotgun snap to Wilburn. He was dropping back looking to throw, but the officials stopped the play. We'll redo it. It's 2nd down and 10. 7:40 left to go. Clock moving here in the first quarter. Beal City leads Ravenna in the first quarter. Officials stopping again now. I think they might have to put some more time on the clock here. 7:34 left to go first quarter. 2nd down and 10 for Ravenna. The officials with some cross-field conversation here. Now we're ready to go. Wilburn back in the pistol. The running back behind him. He's dropping back, looking to throw, rolling out to his left. Giving chase his lock. Throws it over the middle. It's caught by his big wide receiver across the 40 before he is brought down. On the catch there was Dylan May. And when you look at the roster for Ravenna, Wilburn is listed as a wide receiver defensive back. Dylan May is actually listed as their quarterback, but right now playing wide receiver. And he's a big body on the outside. Kyler Smith guarding him right now, having to use that elite athleticism to make sure he doesn't get open. Man in motion for Ravenna. Hand it off up the middle. First time we've really seen him try and pour it up the middle. There is Aaron Locke once again with the tackle. But it is positive yardage for Ravenna. Pickup of 3, possibly 4 there for the Bulldogs. It's Edie on the carry there for Ravenna. Again, it was Locke on the tackle for the Aggies. 6:40 left to go here in the first quarter. 2nd down and 7 here for the Ravenna Bulldogs. Lining up in the gun is Wilburn. Set a man in motion, they fake it to him. Wilburn looking to pour it up the middle. Wyatt Wilson there to kind of upend the ball carrier. He does a good job kind of jostling forward for a couple extra yards. Great effort there from Wilburn. 3rd down and 4 here for Ravenna. I feel like this is a big play if you're the Ravenna Bulldogs. You have picked up 1 first down on this drive, but now if you stall out, you give it back to Beal City, you're in danger of possibly going down 14-0. Hand it off up the middle. Nowhere for him to go. Wyatt Wilson absolutely levels the quarterback. That is going to bring up 4th down, and I'm going to call it 2. Big decision here for the Bulldogs. They're lining up to go for it. If you don't get it, this will give Beal City a ton of momentum. Wilburn running it all the way, looking to run up the middle. He's got first down yardage down to the 41-yard line. Big push there from the Ravenna offensive line to spring Wilburn for first down yardage. Again, both of these teams come in really expecting to make some noise this season. Starting to send out some texts for score updates. Ravenna getting ready to line up for first down and 10 inside Aggie territory now. In the pistols, Wilburn once again. Lined up behind him is Colton Rollison. It's going to be a run for Wilburn all the way. He's going to be blasted out there. Big hit from Eric Elias. But a solid gain on the play there. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 5. Say Wilburn is very slippery out there on the carry. But again, you just look at the roster and you see Dylan May's line is the quarterback defensive back. He's a senior. He's got that big frame out there. But right now seeing him play wide receiver. But Wilburn, again, very, very slippery back there running the football. It's going to remain the pistol formation with Wilburn and Rollison in the backfield. May split out wide to the left, being guarded by Avery Small. It's a run all the way for Wilburn, looking to get the outside edge. Locke is there. Wilson is there. Also there is Big Nick Irvin. It's going to bring up third down now for Ravenna. Ravenna's moving the football here on this possession, but it's a bit of a struggle as we go under 4 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. 3:59 on the clock. It's going to bring up third down and 2 here for the Bulldogs. And Locke possibly already 5 or so tackles in this game. Him and Gross have been in the backfield, very effective from their defensive end positions. Third down and 2. They send a man in motion. They fake it to him. Now hand it up the middle. It's going to be really close to the first down yardage. It's Edie on the carry for Ravenna. It's going to bring up fourth down and a couple chain links. Very, very close over there. 3:20 remaining in the first quarter. Fourth down in inches for Ravenna. You see the ball, you see the 30-yard line. They don't even need to get to the 30. Just need a couple chain links here to try and keep this drive going as they head into the sunshine here in Ravenna. Shotgun look. Wilburn runs this one all the way. He's got first down yardage, dances by another man. He's going to be brought down at the 25-yard line. Excellent run there from Jackson Wilburn. 10 plays, 3 first downs for Ravenna. It has been tough sledding, but they are moving the football right now with 2:52 left to go in the first quarter. Beal City leads Ravenna 7-0 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Brought to you by our friends at Bill's Custom Fab, the Bird All-American Grill, Clark Modular Homes, Weefrich Financial, and our friends at Malley Construction. Shotgun look for Wilburn. Quick throw out to the left. What a tackle out there. That was Kyler Smith. As soon as the wide receiver brought in the football, there was absolutely nowhere for Brody Anderson to go because Smith was all over him. This will be the 12th play of the drive coming up for Ravenna. It's going to bring up second down and 7. We have got 2:15 left to go in the first quarter. A couple substitutions coming in and out. The play is coming in from the sideline. The quarterback doesn't run over for the play from Ravenna, kind of getting some signals from the coach here. It's taking a little bit longer on this exact play here, but Wilburn does have things ready. Wilburn sends a man in motion, fakes the handoff, looks to pour it up the middle. He's got some space. He's going to be brought down after a first down carry. Therefore, the tackle for Beal City was Ben Gottschalk, doing a nice job coming back from his defensive tackle position, playing downfield. But it's still first down yardage for Ravenna, and Jackson Wilburn is looking really, really good right now at the quarterback position. We've got 1:35 left to go in the first quarter. Ravenna charging down the field. Wilburn in the gun. I guess the pistol. Now call it the gun as the running back moves up a bit. Man in motion. They fake it to him and then go to the running back. Trying to find some space out there is Edie. He's going to pick up 2 or 3. And this is what the Bulldogs have done every year against Beal City. They are going to go 3 yards in a cloud of dust if that's what they've got to do. They're not afraid to try and throw the football against the Aggies out there, but I think every time they do, they realize the Aggies got so many athletes out there in the defensive backfield that we should probably stick with running the football. It was Hunter Hogan a couple of years ago that had Ravenna up 20-0 here in the third quarter before a bunch of guys started cramping up in the ever-famed cramp back for Beal City, winning 21-20. Run up the middle. Braxton Bukovich is there with tackle. Short gain that time for Wilburn. Play 15 of the drive coming up here. It's going to bring up third down, and I'm going to call it 5. Obviously, 4 down territory here for Ravenna, unless they've got a really strong kicker. The ball is on the 6-yard line. They need 5 yards, so they can get a first down at the 1-yard line just inside the 1. And they might let it run down 14 seconds, 13 seconds. We do see May coming to the sideline there, coming up to this line. We'll see here. 6 seconds left to go, 5 seconds left to go. 2 running backs in the backfield for Wilburn. He's going to run it all the way with both of them as a lead blocker. He's not going to get much out there on the tackle for Beal City. Was Mr. Jacob Upton. That's going to bring up another 4th down, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. When we come back, It's going to be 4th down and short. It'll be play 16 of the drive coming up for Ravenna. The Aggies lead it 7-0 after quarter number 1. Back with more right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Weefridge Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weefridge Financial. Weefridge Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit weefridgefinancial.com, visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant, call or text 989-953-7888. Weefridge Financial, member SIPC. The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Woo boy, the Aggies lead it 7-0 after quarter number 1, but Ravenna is threatening. They have the ball at the 4-yard line. It is 4th down and a long 2. This is play 16 of the drive. And score update brought to you by our friends at Clark Modular Homes, Malley Construction, and Brad Malley Well Drilling. Claire up 7-0 over Grayling on the road. And shout out to Rob Wise for that update. 2 running backs in the backfield for Wilburn. He runs it all the way. I don't think he got it. He dives forward for the first down. It will depend on the spot. It's Aggie football. They get the 4th down stop to take over very deep inside their own 5-yard line. But what a momentum play to start the second quarter. A turnover on downs on a 4th, and I'm going to call it 3. They said 2, but it was a long 2 out there. The Aggies take over at their own 4-yard line here at the start of the second quarter. We've got 11:56 left to go in the second quarter. Beal with a big-time stop there. Ravenna goes 16 plays, but has nothing to show for it as the Aggies come up with a big 4th down stop inside their own 5-yard line. Now they take over. Lined up in the backfield is Braxton Bukovich, Kyler Smith going under center. The 2 wingbacks are Garrison Zucker and Eric Elias. Zucker goes in motion. They hand it off to Bukovich. He pours that across the 5-yard line for a couple yards. If you're Beal City, just trying to get out of the shadow of your own goalpost here. And a really good spot. Nice job by Bukovich keeping the feet moving. It's going to end up being a 4-yard gain. 2nd down and 6. We've got 11:35 remaining in quarter number 2. Beal City leads Ravenna 7-0 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Smith trots back in with the play. The Aggies won offensive possession. It was 5 plays, 58 yards, and a tutty, including a 41-yard toss from Kyler Smith to Aaron Locke. Drake Gatro lined up at wide receiver to Smith's left. They're going to run it that way with Elias. Elias looking to get the outside edge. Nice job by Dylan May defensively forcing Elias to go all the way to the outside. And then you get that 12th defender out there for Ravenna. Anderson coming up with a tackle. Brody Anderson for Ravenna. Elias did turn that into a 3-4 yard gain. It's going to bring up 3rd down and a long 2 here once again. Beal City leads it 7-0 versus Ravenna here in the second quarter. 10:45 left to go. Smith trotting back in with the play. And the offense has been excellent so far with Beal City, with Gross, Wilson, Bogue, McDonald, Beitler along that line. Smith, thinking they got to hurry. I think we're going to see a timeout here from Beal City. We will see a timeout from Beal City. I think they just took a little bit more time with the play coming in than they wanted to. But a very good timeout here because, again, you don't get this 3rd down and 2. Where you are on the field to score, you're up 7-0. You're probably going to punt it away, even if it's a 4th and short, because you don't want to give Ravenna that short field. kind of reset things here for you. Ravenna got the ball to start the ball game. They went 3 and out real quick. Only had the ball for a minute and a half. They punted it to Beal City. They had it at their own 42-yard line. 5 plays, couple first downs. I mentioned the big toss from Kyler Smith to Aaron Locke. So far, that would be our Bills custom fabrication of the game. And it was Bukovich moments later taking it in for the short touchdown run to put them up 7-0. Then Ravenna got the ball with 8:13 left to go in the first quarter at their own 29-yard line. They went 16 plays. They had 2 fourth-down conversions. They rolled it all the way down the field, but ultimately on a 4th and 3 were stopped inside the 5-yard line. The Aggies took over at their own 4. Now they've got it 3rd down and 2 at the 10-yard line, looking to get a second series here on this drive. Everybody back from the timeout after the play. If you're Beal City, probably very important to make sure you pick up the first down after this timeout. The official blows the whistle. We are ready to go. 2 running backs in the backfield with Kyler Smith. Kind of an offset line. They've got a lot of beef out there to the right. They're going to run it that way. They're going to pour it up the middle. It's going to be really, really close. I do think they have first down yardage. It will be a first down carry there for Beal City. Big time right there. You had Beitler out there. You had Upton out there. You had Gross out there, all pushing on that right side of the line to make sure they could keep this drive going. First down and 10, Beal City. As I mentioned, they lead it 7-0 here in the second quarter versus Ravenna. Both of these teams come into every season expecting to make long playoff runs. Both play tough competition throughout the year. And, oh, boy, Week 9, that is going to be a big one. Beal City, Ithaca. Coming out with the same formation here, kind of a very strong line. Ravenna's confused by it. Run up the middle. Bukovich looking to get that outside. He's not going to be able to. For as confused as Ravenna looked there on the play, they played it excellent there. It's going to be a 1 or 2 yard gain for Bukovich on the play. 9:30 left to go, second quarter. Second down. Update coming from Shepherd. 0-0 halfway through the first quarter. Big shout out to my main man, Nick Cole, providing me with those updates. Those updates brought to you by our friends, Malley Construction, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Clark Modular Homes. Shotgun look for Kyler Smith. They sent a man in motion. They fake it to Zucker. Now look to run the reverse here. It's going to be Elias with some running room across the 25. He's pushed out of bounds, but he'll have first down yardage. I say the reverse. A counter would probably work a little bit better. They sent Zucker in motion, faked it to him. One of the other wingbacks was coming right back around the other side. That was Elias. He got the carry. Picked up first down yardage for Beal City. First down and 10. They have it just outside their own 30-yard line. We'll call it the 32. 8:53 left to go, second quarter. Both of these teams keeping the ball on the ground. Both of these teams really keeping the clock moving. Again, this is just Beal City's second possession of the game. Bukovich will line up as the deep back. 2 wing backs are going to be Elias and Garrison Zucker. Zucker goes in motion. He gets the handoff, looking to get a lead block from Elias. He gets a good one. Zucker to the outside. Gets by another man. Big stiff arm on Wilburn. He's got first down yardage. Big time run there from the senior Garrison Zucker. Kind of featured him in our Woods Household pregame show. Talk about some of the big time plays that he made last year. And he's a guy, you had Drew Block, Owen McKenna, who never really came out the field as seniors last year for this Beal City team. I feel like that is that guy this year, Mr. Garrison Zucker, the senior. They're actually not going to give him first down yardage there. They're going to say it's second down and 1 as he went towards that far sideline. But best seat in the house brought to you by Woods Household. It's not a seat, but those officials have got the best view in the house. Shotgun look for Kyler Smith. Empty set. He's got 3 wingbacks out there. One of them goes in motion. It's Avery Small. They fake it to him. Looking to go over the middle. Wide open with the catch. It's Bukovich. He's going to be brought down inside the 40-yard line. First down for Beal City. Only the second time we've seen Smith throw it. The second completion. What a toss there from the junior Kyler Smith. That is the 3rd first down for the Aggies on this drive that started at their own 4-yard line with 11:56 left to go in this second quarter. We're now 7:45 left to go in the second. First down and 10 for the Aggies in Bulldog territory at the 39. One of my cheesy sponsor jokes here, I will say the Aggie offense is kind of heating up like a jacuzzi at Blockco Pools and Spas. Going in motion is Zucker. They hand it off up the middle to Bukovic. He's got big-time running room. First down yards as he carries a tackler for several more yards. 8 plays, 4 first downs. I was right about that offense. Heating up out there like a jacuzzi from Blockco Pools and Spa. Coming out of the game now is Bukovic, getting a little bit of a breather after that big-time catch and then the big-time run. Back-to-back big plays there from Bukovic. That's the point of the game. If you're the Ravenna crowd, you start to feel like you got to get behind your team. You got to make some noise to try and lift them up here on this defensive possession. Going under center is Kyler Smith. He hands it off to Garrison Zucker. Zucker looks to get that outside edge. Jukes by one man. He's got first down yards before he goes out of bounds. And the Aggie offense is absolutely smoking right now. 9 plays, 5 first downs on this drive. Another score update brought to you by our friends Clark Modular Homes, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Malley Construction. The Blue Jays on the board, 7-0 over Elma with a minute to go in the first quarter. First down and 10 for the Aggies. Split out wide this time is Drake Gatrell, the big freshman wide receiver, and he's got a lot of size out there on the defensive back, Brody Anderson. Set a man in motion. They're going to hand it off up the middle with the carry. This time it's Drew Gross running it out there wearing number 51. You got to love that. That's going to be a 4 or 5 yard carry there for Gross. What a drive the Aggies are putting together. This will be play number 11 coming up. They're at the Ravenna 5. They started at their own 4. There is 6:10 left to go in the second quarter. Before this next play is ran, the Aggies will have ran 6 minutes on this very successful drive as they look to go 96 yards into the end zone. Second down and 5. From the 6 or so here, it does look like the Aggies could still pick up a first down looking at the chain gain on the far side of the field. Deep back is Eric Elias. Zucker is lined up out there as a wingback. Zucker goes in motion. They're going to use him as a lead blocker. Elias has got to get away from a man immediately in the backfield. He's able to do that, but then he's brought down for maybe a loss of a yard or two. That might be the first negative play from Beal City that we've seen all game. And I mentioned big number 70, or no, that was 76, Austin Mills. I thought it was going to be Kniff with the play, but Austin Mills kind of got back there to really break that one up. This will be play number 12 of the drive. Third down and 5 for the Beal City Aggie offense. Possibly 4 down territory here. Connor Sienkiewicz is definitely capable of making this field goal, but you'd love to punch it into the end zone here. Gatrell is lined up, wide receiver. That's Grady Gatrell. Zucker lined up as a wingback. They send a man in motion. Kyler Smith's going to hand it off to Zucker. Looks to run it up the middle. He dives for first down yardage, and he's got it. Just outside the end zone goes Zucker. That is first down number 6 on this drive for Beal City. They have ran 12 plays. There's 4:50 left to go in quarter number 2. And you look at these last 2 drives. You go 16 plays for Ravenna. They get nothing. Now Beal City looking to march 96 yards down the field to punch this one in. First down and goal, 4:30 left to go second quarter. Again, the sun is shining so much on that scoreboard. I'd put it on if I could, but I'll continue to keep you updated as much as I can. Grady Gatrell, continues to line up wide at wide receiver. Kyler Smith hands it off to Zucker. Zucker looking to pour it up the middle. He's in! Touchdown, Garrison Zucker on the 13th play of the drive. The Aggies go 96 yards down the field. Big time back-to-back first downs from the sophomore Braxton Bukovic. He had a big pitch and catch with Kyler Smith. Then he had a big-time run right after that got the Aggies across midfield, down, I'll say, towards the 25, 30-yard line. Connor Sienkiewicz out there for the extra point. Kyler Smith on the hold. We've got a flag. It's going to be an offsides. It's going to go against Ravenna. And a lot of times when we see that offsides, Brad Gross is going to say, come on, boys, let's head back out there. Instead of 3 yards, we only need 1.5 yards. And so the offensive line is going to come back out, and we'll see the Aggies go for 2 here since they just have 1.5 yards to go instead of 3. 4:14 left to go in quarter number 2. It is all Aggies here at Ravenna, 13-0. And the clock has moved quickly. Both teams have kept the ball on the ground a lot. Both teams had long drives the last 2 drives, but only the Aggies were able to get some points out of it. Kyler Smith's going to go under center. Eric Elias is going to be a lead blocker for Bukovic. They look to throw it out to Locke. Locke goes up, makes the catch. He's got the 2-point conversion. The 2 is good from Smith to Locke. Zucker with the TD. The Aggies go up 15-0 over Ravenna with 4:14 left to go in quarter number 2. We're going to take a break and be back with more Aggie football right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Blockhole Pools and Spas is Mid-Michigan's #1 pool and hot tub destination that will turn your old space into your #1 destination. From delivery of a full pool for the family to the relaxing hot tub for after work for mom and dad, Blockhole Pools and Spas does it all. Stop by their showroom on Remus Road to check out their beautiful selection of hot tubs and learn how you can build the pool of your dreams.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network in our Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Aggies are rolling. They're up 15-0 against Ravenna. 4:14 left to go in the second quarter. Kickoff from Sienkiewicz is going to be fielded just inside the 10-yard line. A lot of running room up the middle for Anderson. He's going to be brought down just outside the 40-yard line. So great field position here for Ravenna. They have really got to take advantage of it. 4:07 left to go in quarter number 2. They'll have it at their own 41. Problem if you're a Bulldog fan, you're down 15-0 to the defending state champion Beal City Aggies. End of the first quarter, Shepherd up 7-0 over Elma. Again, continue to update you as much as I can on all these games. And a big shout out to my friends, Nick Cole, Rob Wise, sending in some updates. If you're out there, if you got my number, send me some updates at the game you are at, so we keep everybody up to date here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. 4 wide for Wilburn. He's going to line up in the pistol. They send a man in motion. They're going to fake it one way now to go to the counter play. Anderson's going to turn it back inside. He'll be brought down for a gain of 4. And that's kind of the difference right now between Beal City and Ravenna. If Beal City ran a play like that with all of that, extracurricular activities going on, trying to set something up, feel like they would have gone for 15, 20 yards. For Ravenna, they're kind of running their fanciest stuff right now, and it's still only picking up 3-4 yards. 3:40 left to go, quarter number 2. Second down and 6 for Ravenna at their own 45-yard line. Aggies lined up out there defensively. Locke, Gross, the defensive end positions have been in the backfield a whole lot in half number 1. Man in motion is Anderson. He gets the handoff, looking to get that outside edge. Big-time tackle on the outside for Beal City. Oh, Wyatt Wilson out there cleaning things up. Actually, pardon me, it was Kyler Smith on the tackle out there. He popped him really good. I thought it was Wilson. Kyler Smith's had 2 big-time tackles here in this first half for the Aggies, showing just like his bro, a lot more than a quarterback, running back out there. He can play that defense as well. It's Gottschalk, Irvin, Gross, Locke on the line. Zucker, Small at the defensive back positions. You've got Gatrill and Elias kind of lined up right now as the safeties and the 3 linebackers out there. Wilson, Drake, Gatrill charging forward. It's going to be cleaned up. Big-time hit out there from Zucker. He met the ball with Brody Anderson. As soon as Anderson got there, he's getting some love from his teammates for the big-time hit out there. And that's something we saw Zucker do a bunch last year on a wide receiver screen. I think it was against Houghton Lake. He just threw the blocker back into the wide receiver and kind of forced an incomplete pass, one of my favorite plays from last year. That's going to bring up 4th down for Ravenna. They're going to have to punt it away. We've got 2:39 left to go here in quarter number 2. Nobody back deep to receive right now for Beal City. They want to protect against the fake punt here. We'll have a timeout coming run from Ravenna on this 4th and 7. Maybe Ravenna thought about the fake punt, then saw that Beal City said, you know what? We're just going to line up playing defense. You go ahead and punt it if you want to. We're not going to give you a chance to pick up this 4th down and 7. Ravenna calls the timeout. Coach Justin Ego will reset things here on this 4th down and 7. You gotta punt the ball here. I feel like if you're Ravenna, with 2:39 left to go, you cannot give Beal City a short field. More love going out to our friends. J&J Auto, Blackco Pools and Spas, Konowinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, ENS Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pregame Realty, Robin Stressman and Associate. And I kind of missed the tagline for them. It's a whole lot of real estate out there, brought to you by Bryce and Joe. And that is what Beal City picked up on their last drive. They picked up a whole lot of real estate, going 96 yards for the touchdown. Our score, 15-0 Beal City. They've had the ball twice. They have been effective twice. Their first drive was 5 plays, 58 yards and a touchdown. Their second drive, 13 plays, 96 yards and a touchdown. Avery Small back to receive the punt. There's no way he's going to be able to see it. Gross almost got back there to block it. Small does come up to try and get it, jumps out of the way. It's going to roll inside the 20 down to the 15. A really smart decision there from Avery Small. He tried to run up to make the attempt, and then as soon as he saw there was no way he was going to be able to come up with it, he just kind of jumped out of the way. 2:28 left to go here in quarter number 2. Beal City will take over at their own 15-yard line. We'll see if they're going to try and throw the football a little bit. And Gross got so close to blocking that punt. Wouldn't have been a big a block as Mr. Hunter McDonald last year in the playoffs. Again, that'll be maybe the biggest play I'll ever see in Beal City history, a game tied in the third quarter. Or was it? I can't remember the score exactly, but McDonald got back there to block it. Aaron Locke was able to pick it up and run it in. Speaking of Aaron Locke, he's going to be split out wide to the right. In the slot will be Eric Elias as Kyler Smith lines up in the shotgun. One of his wingbacks is Garrison Zucker. Zucker goes in motion. Look to throw a wide receiver screen out to Aaron Locke. He gets one block. Looks to get by a man. He's going to be brought down after a gain of 9. We'll see if Beal City tries to hurry up to the line here. It's going to bring up 2nd down and short for the Aggies. But right now, you're more working against the clock. 2:13 left to go, second quarter. 2nd down and 2 for Beal City from their own 24-yard line. They lead it 15-0. Smith in the gun. Empty set. He's got 3 wingbacks and 2 wide receivers split out wide. He's dropping back, looking to throw this time. He pump fakes one way, looking for Zucker on the wheel route. He almost caught it. Waiting for him was Anderson. Anderson still kind of took the business end of that because of the size of Zucker, but that's going to bring up 3rd down and short. Excellent coverage there from Ravenna. They were kind of all over that wheel route on Zucker. Man-to-man was earlier, and then kind of coming out from the safety position was Brody Anderson. That's essentially the same play that we saw Garrison Zucker score the big touchdown in Iron Mountain on last year. 3rd down and 2. Empty set once again for Mr. Kyler Smith. He's got 2 wingbacks to his right, Zucker to his left. Hands it off to Zucker. Zucker looking for that outside. He's got it. 1st down yardage as he goes out of bounds. Intelligent play there from Garrison Zucker. He maybe had a chance to cut it back inside, but knows how important it is to save time right now. We've got a $1:49 left to go in quarter number 2. The Aggies lead at 15-0, and they get to hold on to 2 timeouts. And they keep the clock moving here after he picked up the 1st down. It looked like he got out of bounds. If you're Beal City, you're probably not happy about that, but they are up to the line very quickly here. Gatrell split out wide to the left. Locke split out wide to the right of Kyler Smith. Avery Small goes in motion. He gets that handoff, looking to get that outside edge. Turns on the speed, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. Looked like 1st down yardage once again. We will see. That was play number 4 of the drive. Or 5 of the drive, I believe. Pardon me. Again, you know that Spockman math. I might be off by a play or 2. They're going to say it's not a 2nd or 1st down. It's going to bring up 2nd down and short, but he did go out of bounds to stop the clock. So it stopped for the moment with 1:26 left to go. Beal City nearing the midfield line. Still have 2 timeouts and 1:26 to work with. They will get the ball to start the second half. If they score here, this could give them all the momentum. No, I guess they have all the momentum. I should say they will really be in control if they're able to score here. Small gets the handoff once again, kind of bowls over a tackler. He's got 1st down yardage. And it does look like they stopped the clock as he went out of bounds as well. So 1:20 left to go second quarter. It'll now be first down and 10 for Beal City at their own 46-yard line. Again, they lead it 15-0 over Ravenna. Coming to you live from our Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Gates Drilling and Service halftime report coming right up. So far, our Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game. Kyler Smith to Aaron Locke for a 41-yard pass on their first drive. Man in motion is Bukovic. He's got to get away from a guy in the backfield. He can't do it. Excellent play in the defensive backfield. Bringing down the ball carrier was number 50, Mason Carringer. Big-time play from Carringer in the backfield, and that kind of might take the wind out of the sails on this drive here for Beal City as backed up second down and 15, and the clock continues to run. They still have those 2 timeouts, but if you're Coach Gross, you probably need to take a shot or 2 here now and see what you can come up with. Locke, Gatrill, it's Drake Gatrill remain the 2 wide receivers. Kyler Smith wants to throw. Throws it over the middle. Actually, pump fakes it. Now he's going to run it. You see around the near side across the 50. He goes out of bounds at the 45. What a pump fake from Kyler Smith. He had me looking down the field towards Aaron Locke. What a play. He's able to keep it himself and pick up solid yardage to make it a very manageable third down. And again, he gets out of bounds. There's 37 seconds left now in quarter number 2. Beal City still does have 2 timeouts. So for the Aggies here, you probably look to go over the middle or run it up the middle here on this third down to pick up the first, then maybe use a timeout or quickly get back to the line to try and make it happen by just using the small amount of clock stopped with the chains moving. Smith will be lined up in the gun. Got 2 wide receivers, 2 wing backs, and kind of an up back there with them. Send a man in motion. It's Elias. They fake it to him. We're going to have a false start going against Beal City. That's going to back them up 5 yards. I think that's just the second penalty we've seen in this game. We have the offsides on the extra point, and then this here, maybe one fault. No, that's been really well played so far. Usually expect things to be a little bit sloppy here in week number 1, but they have been all over it. Third down and 7. Kyler Smith has the play from head coach Gross. Big shout out to the Batchelors. Jen, Nate, Ryan listening in, weren't able to make it over. The Zaid Batchelor baller of the game brought to you by Weefrich Financial. Right now, Kyler Smith made a couple nice plays defensively. He's been running the show, made a couple nice throws. Looks to make another one here as he rolls out. Gets away from a man in the backfield. Tries to stay on his feet, but he's not going to be able to get away from Adam Mulder. Big-time play from the junior for Ravenna. The clock continues to run. We're now under 20 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, and it's 4th down and a mile now for Beal City. And so we'll see if Beal City just kind of lets the clock run out here as we head towards halftime. Again, you're still feeling comfortable up 15-0, but you would have loved to have made something happen here on this drive. And that will send us to our halftime break. Beal City leads it 15-0. Time for our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Come back with a quick recap. We'll see if I get some score updates from some folks out there, and then we'll get you set up for the second half. It's the Gates Drilling and Service halftime report right now here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hey guys, it's Tanya from Clark Modular Homes. I'm here to talk to you today about who we are and what we do. Clark's opened in 1983 and has been centrally located right here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We have one of the largest display centers with around 12 to 15 homes on display all year round. We have a fully experienced staff. We also have an in-house project manager who can pull our permits and coordinate our job from start to finish. We are proud to have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We are our own contractor, making it a one-stop shop for you for your home building needs. As the owner would say, we can do it all.
Brad Malley Well Drilling has proudly served Mid-Michigan since the early 1990s. We are family owned with 3 licensed drillers and over 100 years of experience. We specialize in 5-inch PVC water wells and systems ranging from 2 to 12 inches. Every well we do includes a 5-year warranty and 1-year parts and labor guarantee. We are available 24/7 and you'll always talk to a real person. Call Brad Malley Well Drilling today for a free estimate. Trusted service, generation after generation.
Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes. Blockco Pools and Spas is Mid-Michigan's #1 pool and hot tub destination that will turn your old space into your #1 destination. From delivery of a full pool for the family to the relaxing hot tub for after work for mom and dad, Blockco Pools and Spas does it all. Stop by their showroom on Remus Road to check out their beautiful selection of hot tubs and learn how you can build the pool of your dreams.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Pure sportsmanship is the most important thing in high school sports. When it comes to your home or business, Pure Plumbing just might be the most important thing. If your plumbing isn't Pure, don't worry, no one needs to see the other angle. For Pure Plumbing, call 989-644-8928 or visit mipureplumbing.com. Block Electric Company in Wademan has been powering Michigan for over 30 years. There's no job too big or too small for Block Electric Company, like an entire school or something simple at the home, like making sure the outdoor lighting, thermostat, or ceiling fan is installed professionally. Block Electric Company is a proud supporter of local schools and high school student athletes, learning skills in and out of the classroom to lead our communities tomorrow. Good luck to all student athletes from Block Electric Company, and go Aggies.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. 15-0, the Beal City Aggies on top at the half versus Ravenna. And it's been a very fast first half. Again, it's 7:50. That's a very quick move in first half. Beal City only had 3 possessions, but they did run quite a few plays. Kind of reset things for you here. Ravenna went 3 and out. First time they had the ball, so the Aggies got it. Great field position very early in the game. 10:30 left to go first quarter. Had at their own 42-yard line, 5 plays to go 58 yards and a touchdown for Mr. Braxton Bukovich. Kyler Smith, Aaron Locke had the big play on that drive, a 41-yard connection. Ravenna then had at their own 29-yard line and put together a 16-play drive that picked up 4 first downs. They had 2 fourth-down conversions, I believe 2 third-down conversions on that drive, and they were ultimately stopped. It was 4th and 3. They had to get down to their 2 1-yard line. They got stuffed. A turnover on downs gave it back to Beal City, but they were at their own 4-yard line. They go 13 plays in about 8 minutes. 6 first downs into the end zone. Garrison Zucker with a short touchdown run. Braxton Bukovich had 2 big-time plays on that drive. A big catch for a first down to get them into Bulldog territory. And then the very next play, he had a first down run. The sophomore having a fantastic first half offensively and defensively. And then there was an offside on the extra point, and so the Aggies decided to come out and go for 2. They were able to punch it in 15-0. The Aggies in front. Ravenna again got the ball at their own 41-yard line. They went 3 and out, had to punt it back to Beal City. They ran 8 plays, picked up a couple first downs, were able to move it a bit, but ultimately stalled out before halftime. Score updates. Woo, this is a big one right here. Big-time, tough matchup for the Mount Pleasant Oilers going on the road to Saginaw Heritage, who has been a powerhouse the last 3 years. The Oilers up 14-0 at the half. Big shout out to Bubba McLean for that update. Sharks, 0 first downs against Ithaca as Ithaca is up 23-0 and about to punch it in again. Shout out to Jeremy Woodcock for that half. 20-0. Olivet on top of Sacred Heart Academy with 7:45 left until the half there. Sacred Heart going from 8-man to 11-man. All those youngsters out there, this is their first 11-man football game that they have had. Clare is up 13-0 over Grayling. Shepherd still up 7-0 over Elma. Each team has 2 turnovers in the first half there at Shepherd. 15-0 is our score here. This week in MHSA Sports with John Ross will be starting next week, so we'll send it out to another break here. Chris Bachman will be back with you with more Gates Drilling and Service halftime report right after this. He runs the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Weaveridge Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weaveridge Financial. Weaveridge Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit WeaveridgeFinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Weaveridge Financial, member SIPC. All Seasons Fireworks is a big fan of all the athletes, coaches, officials, and volunteers who make high school sports happen. To make your next event bigger and brighter, stop by All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. Graduations, birthdays, weddings, or a big win become more memorable underneath a night sky lit up by the magic of fireworks. All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. When your team or business needs to look good, don't get left hanging. Call or stop by Hanging by a Thread in Wademan, the official embroiders for the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Hanging by a Thread, a proud supporter of local schools.
GNS Mechanical in Wademan offers service and installation on everything for your home and business. From a simple filter replacement to furnace, central air service, and install, geothermal, and walk-in coolers and freezers. If you have a need, GNS Mechanical has a solution. Learn more at gnsmechanical.com or call 989-644-2106.
Imagine a home that reflects your style. With WW Construction, that dream will become a reality. As a trusted Mid-Michigan builder, WW Construction specializes in builds and remodels that turn ordinary spaces into extraordinary ones. Join the growing family of homeowners who trust WW Construction for quality and craftsmanship. Call WW Construction today at 989-621-2722 to make your dreams a reality.
Welcome back inside our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report from our Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. The Ravenna band out there in mid-season form, I'm going to say. Their national anthem was excellent. They're sounding very good out there right now. Usually when you're in the early season for high school football, you got that wah on the horn or somebody the misbeat on the drums. They're looking very solid, sounding very solid out there. Chris Bachman here with you on the mic. Main man Adam Gursky with you on the camera, bringing you some Beal City football as they take on the Ravenna Bulldogs. The Aggies lead it 15-0 here at our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. What a strong start for Beal City. But I think the most impressive start right now in week 1 is the Mount Pleasant Oiler football team up 14-0 against Saginaw Heritage. That is such a big deal. You go back to the last couple years, Saginaw Heritage has just been an absolutely outstanding football team. So you go back to last year in the season opener with Mount Pleasant and Saginaw Heritage. Heritage beat them 48-24. You go back 2 years ago, it was Saginaw Heritage winning 42-7. So 2 years ago, 42-7. Last year, 48-24. Now Mount Pleasant rolling up 14-0 over Saginaw Heritage. Big time update coming there from Mr. Bubba McLean. Then again, it's 23-0. Ithaca on top of St. Louis. St. Louis yet to have a first down. Big shout out to Jeremy Woodcock on that update. 20-0 Olivet on top of Sacred Heart Academy. Andy Tice, the senior, with that great update. Nick Cole, my main man, updating me on Shepherd and Elma. 7-0 there. The Blue Jays up in kind of a turnover-infested affair. And last we knew from Rob Wise and Claire, 13-0. The Pioneers on top of the Grayling Vikings. And so looks like a great start for our high school football season. A whole bunch of our teams might be coming up a winner. And then Sacred Heart Academy get first game going from 8-man to 11-man football in a tough game versus Olivet on the road to start things off. Their schedule will open up a bit more as the season goes on. And as I mentioned, next week we will be at Central Michigan University as Claire welcomes Ortonville Brandon to Mid-Michigan to battle on the hollowed field at Central Michigan University and Herb Duramity Field. What a game that will be. We will be there for the action, and make sure you join us. And we do have a couple Saturday games next week that we won't be calling, that usually would be calling. Sault Ste. Marie is going to welcome Shepherd to town, and also Sacred Heart Academy is in action next Saturday at home. And so I will say the joke 99 times out of 100, we would be there for that game. But shout out to my main man, Alan Marshall, and his beautiful fiance, Ryan. I'm actually going to be officiating a wedding next Saturday, and so that's going to kind of close the books on that, as they say. Clock counting down. We got about 3:18 here until the second half. We're going to send it out to a break here, and then when we come back, get you prepared for the second half of Beal City, Ravenna, here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. This is the Gates Drilling and Service Halftime Report. Back with more right after this.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher Day or give them a call at 989-317-8582. Malley Construction in Mount Pleasant are experts in residential and commercial construction. From poured walls, flat work, pipe work, and road work, Malley Construction does it all. And they are Michigan Department of Transportation pre-qualified. Malley Construction is family-owned and a proud supporter of local high school sports. Bryce Updegraff with Pregame Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates thanks the coaches and officials who put in the time to help student athletes achieve their dreams and goals. For all of your real estate needs, the Bryce is right with Bryce Updegraff. With Pregame Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-620-6595. The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, the Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at the Diner. Join them every Friday night till 7 for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant.
Welcome back inside our Gates of Drilling and Service halftime report. Your boy there with the quick trot to the restroom. And there's something about those trips when you go out during a halftime here from the press box and walk by the concessions. And the only word that I can describe is camaraderie. There's just so many people gathered together in one area. And what's cool about tonight, whether you're Beal, whether you're Ravenna, you're wearing royal blue. So there's a lot of royal blue here tonight at Ravenna High School. It is pretty darn cool. Teams are about done warming up. We're going to send out to one more break. The Aggies will get the ball. If they can march down and score, they'll really take control. They lead at 15-0. Back with the second half. Thanks for tuning in to the Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Back with more Aggie football right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Brad Malley Well Drilling has proudly served Mid-Michigan since the early 1990s. We are family-owned with 3 licensed drillers and over 100 years of experience. We specialize in 5-inch PVC water wells and systems ranging from 2 to 12 inches. Every well we do includes a 5-year warranty and 1-year parts and labor guarantee. We are available 24/7, and you'll always talk to a real person. Call Brad Malley Well Drilling today for a free estimate. Trusted service, generation after generation.
Clark Modular Homes in Mount Pleasant are a one-stop shop from the buy, the build, and beyond with their fantastic service department. Stop in to see their selection and purchase options today on Pickard Road or visit them online at modularhomesbyclark.com. Clark Modular Homes, supporting Mid-Michigan youth in and out of the classroom.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside the Mid-Michigan Sports Network at our Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. So far, Bill's custom fab fabrication of the game. 41-yard toss from Kyler Smith to Aaron Locke. You know we got our Bird All-American Grill post-game show coming up. Score updates will continue to be brought to you by Clark Modular Homes, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Malley Construction. And Woods Household Appliance, the best seat in the house. There's not really a bad one when you're at a high school football field, is there? Also, much love going out to Weefrich Financial, sponsor of the Zeta Batchelder Baller of the game. So far, I've kind of got Kyler Smith penciled in for that. Done a nice job at his defensive pack position and doing a nice job leading things at quarterback. Garrison Zucker looks to return this one. He's going to get outside the 25 before he's brought down to the 28-yard line. So Beal City will take over, up 15-0 here as we start the second half. Their own 27-yard line, not the 28. And I'm going to give them an extra yard there. But if you're the Aggies, get a nice, solid drive here, come out and punch it in. You are really going to be in control. But remember, Ravenna led last year, 15-0. And Beal City came back and won the game in the second half. Back out there along the line, it's Beitler, Wilson, Bowe, Gross, and McDonald. Grady Gatrell, Aaron Locke will be lined up at tight ends. Kyler Smith under center. Eric Elias, Garrison Zucker, Braxton Bukovich, Avery Small, Drake Gatrell also running the ball, carrying the ball. Empty set here for Kyler Smith. They send Bukovich in motion. He gets the handoff, looking to get that outside edge. He's got it. First down yardage for Bukovich. One play, one first down for Beal City. And that's the third play for Bukovich, where he plus 10 yards, catch and run. Think about what the sophomore has brought to the table here in this game. It's been big time. First play of the drive, you get a 10-yard run from Bukovich. Pretty much at midfield now at your own 42. 14-yard run there for Mr. Braxton Bukovich. Our Bird All-American Grill post-game show, we're not going to be having Coach Gross come all the way across the field and up to this press box here, but we will be catching up with him this weekend or Monday. Talk all things Aggie football and get ready for another great week. Zucker looks to get that outside edge. He's got to turn it inside. There's nowhere for him to go. Big-time tackle in the backfield for Marison Carringer. That's the second time that we've seen Carringer in the backfield making a big-time play for Ravenna. So, again, their offensive line, similar to last year, they have got guys out there that can make plays. Beal City just does a good job getting things to the outside very quickly before they can do so. It's now second down and 13 for Beal City with 10:50 left to go here in quarter number 3. They lead at 15-0. Ball at their own 40-yard line. Smith's going to line up in the gun, an empty set. At the wingback spots are going to be Elias and Bukovich. Lined up in the slot at wide receiver to the left of Kyler Smith is Garrison Zucker. Sent a man in motion. Smith wants to throw. Pulls it back. He's got to pull it down. Looks to get away from a couple guys. Tries to stay on his feet, but he's going to be brought down to the backfield. Big-time play for Ravenna, their second tackle for loss in a row. It's now going to be 3rd down and a mile for Beal City. 10:15 left to go, third quarter. 3rd down and 20 for Beal City. Again, you still lead at 15-0, but if you're Ravenna, if you can get the ball back right here, this is a ball game. 3rd down and long. So you go back to that first half for Ravenna. They had 2 drives that went 3 and out, but the other one was a 16-play drive. It was tough work, but they were able to march it downfield. So if you get a stop here, if you're Ravenna, you're still right in this ball game. Beal looking to get this 3rd down along. They hand it off right up the middle to Bukovic. He's going to make it a 4th down and 10. Another big run for Bukovic. Total yards now, Bukovic is probably 70, 80. And now if you are Beal City, you're going to have to punt this one away here. I don't mind the play call, though, from Brad Gross. So you know Ravenna can provide some really good pressure on the quarterback. Back deep to punt this one away is Eric Elias. Back deep to receive it is Jackson Wilburn. We've seen how dangerous he can be. Probably a very, very dangerous punt returner. You got to be careful here if you're Elias. You don't want to let him catch it on the run. Decent snap, little bit of pressure. Great punt from Elias. It's actually going to take a bounce. It will not be returned by Wilburn. It'll bounce just inside the 20 where Aaron Locke will down it. Fantastic punt there from Mr. Elias. But if you are Ravenna, you got the stop that you desperately, desperately needed. The game is still within your reach. It's 15-0, Beal City. 8:58 left to go in the third quarter as Ravenna takes over at their own 19-yard line. And if you're the Bulldogs, you don't need anything in a hurry here. Another 17-play drive will work, and that's what's funny. They've had the 17-play drive and then 2 3-and-outs. That was their 3 possessions in the first half. Some fake handoffs, getting Wilburn on the move seems to be the recipe for success for Ravenna. Kyler Smith also is guarding the big wide receiver, Dylan May. Handoff up the middle, nowhere for the ball carrier to go. Gottschalk Irvin there to kind of stow things up, thicken things up at that defensive line position. It's going to be a carry. Actually, they're going to give him maybe 3 yards there or so. Really good spot for Ravenna. Clock continues to move on Beal City's side right now. 8:35 left to go, third quarter, 15-0. The Aggies in front. The defending state champion of Beal City Aggies. Going to pick up their first win of the year. Next week, they will take on Manton, their first home game of the year. We won't be there, but of course, we'll have updates for you as we are broadcasting live from CMU for Claire Ortonville Brandon. Run up the middle for Wilburn. He's going to pick up solid yardage. Popped pretty good out there by a combination of Elias and Bukovic. It's going to bring up 3rd down and very manageable here. 3rd down and 2 for Ravenna. If you're the Bulldogs, you got to pick this up right here. Don't think you'd even want to go for a 4th and inches at this point of the ball game. And so let's see what happens on this 3rd down and 2. It's going to be Wilburn in the backfield with Colton Rollison. Either one of those guys very capable of picking up the yardage. It's going to be Wilburn all the way running up the middle. I think Bukovic got there to stop him. It's going to be a very close play. It's going to bring up 4th down and short here for Ravenna. And this is they're going to give it to him. And again, Woods household, best seat or best stance in the house. Those officials, those umpires are right there on the line of scrimmage in that first down marker. And so shout out to Woods household appliance and those officials for having the best view in the house. And if you want the best seat in the house, go check out Woods household appliance. The second effort there is really what got it for him there. You're my buddy Adam Gursky said, zoom in on that camera, even a better view than I've got up here in the press box. Gottschalk, Irvin, Locke, Gross along that line. At the linebackers, it's Elias, it's Wilson, and it's Gatro. Fake the handoff. Wilburn looking to get outside. The ball is loose. The ball is loose. It looks like Ravenna was able to pick it up. That turnover battle brought to you by High and Tight Football. Still waiting for a first turnover as Wilburn was able to jump back on that one. But it is going to be a loss of 3. 2nd down and 13 now for Ravenna. And again, the problem if you're the Bulldogs, tick, tick, tick. This game is flying by. 6:40 left to go in the third quarter. 2nd down and 13 for the Bulldogs. The Aggies in front, 15-0. Shotgun look for Wilburn. Fakes to his right. Now looks back to his left. Now back to his right. Locke back there giving chase. He'll bring him down in the backfield. Aaron Locke in the backfield once again. Him and Drew Gross have caused a lot of havoc in the backfield. Again, if it wasn't for Kyler Smith and his great performance, I think those two would be our combination for Zeta Batchelder, baller of the game. But what Kyler Smith's done at quarterback, I think, has also been pretty darn impressive. And a little J&J Auto collision report out there as well. Shotgun or pistol formation. Now it's going to turn into a shotgun for Wilburn. 3rd down and 20. He's dropping back, looking to throw. They're going to throw the screenplay. Looking to bring him down right at the line of scrimmage is Gatrill. He's not able to tackle him, but kind of helps his teammates corral him. That'll end up being, I think, Locke with the tackle there. That's going to make it 4th down and 14 here. Obvious punting situation for Ravenna. They picked up that 1st down initially, but then things stalled right back out because of that unbelievable Aggie defense. And with the quarterbacks of Kyler Smith, Garrison Zucker, you also got Grady Gatrill and Eric Elias playing some safety. Just doesn't seem like Ravenna's very confident throwing the football downfield. May is back there for the punt. Not really a whole lot of a rush here. It's a really high punt. Avery Smith looks to gather underneath it. It's going to hit a teammate, but Elias can't get underneath it. Picking up on the run is going to be Anderson, but they're going to say the ball was down right there, but it does look like Ravenna has the football. So Ravenna gets the punt muff fumble, and so it's almost like they completed that long 4th down conversion, and they will stay with it. Essentially another possession here for Ravenna, but this one is going to be inside the Beal City 37-yard line, and just a really, really tough play there for Eric Elias and Avery Small. Small saw Elias coming in, knew he kind of had to jump out of the way, but then it ended up hitting one of the players. And a shout out to Brody Anderson, who was Johnny on the spot to pick up the football. And this game just took a big momentum swing in the way of the Bulldogs. As the drive stalled out, it was a 4th down and 13. The punt ends up being muffed. Here come the Bulldogs with new life. Wilburn rolls out. He throws it. Anderson with the catch. There's Grady Gatrill to bring him down. But you can just feel a little bit of difference in the momentum on the sidelines here. You can feel a little bit of air with the crowd right now, because punting that away, it was looking very dire straits at this point. But now you're in Beal City territory. 2nd down and 2. The score still just 15-0. Beal City in front. 4:30 left to go, 3rd quarter. Shotgun formation for Wilburn. Man in motion is Anderson. They hand it off to him. He's got to get the outside edge. Kyler Smith turns him inside and brings him down for no gain. Again, Kyler Smith has done great at quarterback, and he's been great out there defensively as well. And we do have a player down for Beal City. It does look like some cramping issues. And again, I'll say it, you go back 3 years ago, it was 20-0 Ravenna right about this point of the game. And a whole bunch of Ravenna players started to cramp up, including star senior quarterback Hunter Hogan. That ultimately led to a big-time comeback. I believe it was Jack Fussman, I want to say, hitting Caden Smith for a 2-point conversion late to put them up. 4:16 left to go, 3rd quarter. Timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here. Give me a chance to thank some more of our great sponsors. J&J Auto, Blackco Pools and Spas, Conwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mupford Oil and Gas Supply, E&S Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, and Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pregame Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. Coach Gross obviously going to need a substitution here. That replacement brought to you by our friends at Mount Pleasant Automotive. If you need a replacement part for your vehicle, check out Mount Pleasant Automotive. Again, still can't quite see that number that's down out there, and it might be Bukovich that's out there just struggling with cramps right now. Again, it's always a good thing to see when you see them start to stretch the young player out there, and it's not some type of serious injury. But again, the replacement for Mr. Bukovich, it looks like, brought to you by our friends Zach Michelle and the crew at Mount Pleasant Automotive. And not a whole lot of real estate, just a little bit of real estate that Ravenna needs to pick up here on this 3rd down. That's brought to you by our friends Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pregame Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. And if you need your homecoming dress, you don't got to go far. You just got to go see Kara Lynch and the crew at Dance Again in Wademan. They have your homecoming dress waiting for you. I also love going out to the Isabella Community Sportsplex. Amy Bunting and the crew. Mount Pleasant Heating and AC. Smith & Sons, the Beal City Village Store. Always my last stop before a Beal City home game and one of my favorite pizzas in mid-Michigan. Also, much love to Sydney's Judges Bench. Next time you go out there, get yourself the Cajun fries and tell them I told you to do it. They are absolutely fire. I also love going out to Paul McFall and the crew at Dog Central. Our friends at Barry Funeral Home. Boomer's Lawn Care. Doozy's Ice Cream Place, almost up north, and Stitches for Britches. Schaefer's Bait and Sporting Goods. Gross Farms. Brad Gross Electric. The Fisher Companies. Kenneth Eggert, DDS, along with GS Mechanical, hanging by a thread. I figure I might as well keep rolling while we got the time. Pier Plumbing, All Seasons Fireworks, WW Construction, The Diner, Block Electric, Dick Sova Auto Sales, Powell Frame and Collision, Bogwai Banga and Bradley, Martinez Lawn Care, and our friends at Mount Pleasant Automotive. That's actually Aaron Locke who's getting up with a little bit of stretch there. Again, score updates, it was 14-0 Oilers at the half over Heritage. That is the biggest update there. Ithaca's rolling against St. Louis. 20-0 Olivet on top of Sacred Heart Academy. 13-0 Clare was up against Grayling, and last we knew it was 7-0 Shepherd over Elma. And this game staying alive on a muff punt. 3rd down and 2 here for Ravenna. Pistol formation. It's going to be a run all the way for Wilburn. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. He looks to push the pile forward. I think the second effort may have got it for him. It's going to be very close. Actually, the chain guy way over there, he's got the 4th down up immediately. And again, best seat, best view in the house brought to you by Woods Household. It's going to bring a 4th down and short. This isn't the ball. I say this a lot. This isn't the ball game here, but it kind of is. 4th down and 1. We're under 4 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Wilburn is going to be taking this one all the way here, in my opinion. He's got to pick it up. He's going to look to pour it up the middle. He's got 1st down yardage. And so, again, it takes him 3-4 plays to get the 1st down every time, but give credit to Coach Justin Eagle and his staff as they continue to chip away and move the football. Now we have some cramping coming for Ravenna. And so Ravenna, now they're going to do a little stretch of their own. We will send it out to a break this time. It's 1st down and 10 Ravenna at the Beal City 27. The Aggies lead at 15-0 with 3:34 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Back with more Aggie football right after this.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant.
Jenna Gates
And Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside our Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. 15-0 is the score. Beal City on top of Ravenna here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. And while we have this little break in the action here, might actually see if we can get things going for you here with that split screen with our scoreboard. See if we can kind of make things a little bit better here and maybe make it a little bit smaller. And you're seeing me work here as we go along. You'll see that score hopefully pop up here. And so now that's a little bit darker. We can see that score a little bit better. We are going to put that up for you. And so again, down there in the bottom corner, you'll now be able to see the scoreboard again. It was one of those, it was so bright. The sun was shining so much on that scoreboard that you really could not see it. There was nothing you could do. I actually had to take off the sunglasses to be able to see it, but now we're going to have it popped up there for you here, and I'm waiting to see it pop up on buddy Adam Gursky's phone to find out if we should maybe make it a little bit bigger or something like that, and he's saying it's a good enough size. So 15-0 Beal City with the lead, 3:34 left to go in the 3rd quarter up and trotting off the field is Mason Carringer. And I tell you what, the sophomore being out of the game, he has made 2 tackles in the backfield for Ravenna, and so that could be a big miss for them on the offensive and defensive line. Here we go, 1st down and 10. They're able to pick up the big 4th down moments ago. Kind of keep them in the game per se. Again, it's just a 2-score game, but it's been moving so slow. Shotgun look, fake the handoff, looking to get the outside edge. There is Gross to bring down the ball carrier. It was a great stiff arm from Wilburn to kind of stay on his feet, but Gross said, no, son, you ain't going nowhere, and hung on to him in the backfield. It'll wind up being a 5-yard loss. I believe that might have been Bukovich back in there getting the play, and so pardon me, but a big-time play in the backfield there for Beal City. Yeah, that was Bukovich. Pardon me. Bukovich said he's going nowhere, but I also shout out to my main man, Drew Gross, out there playing some defensive end. Wilburn fakes the handoff. He wants to throw. Giving chase right away is Bukovich. Once again, the throw will be low and incomplete. That's going to bring up 3rd down and long. This is the 6th play of the drive that started at the Beal 37. They picked up a 1st down, but now they're back at their own 31 because it's 3rd down and 14. And so, again, just very, very tough sledding for Ravenna. Again, their one successful drive started at their own 29. It took them 16 plays to get 4 first downs. They were ultimately stalled out inside the 5-yard line. 2:42 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and long for Wilburn and the Bulldogs of Ravenna. Wilburn drops back, looking to throw. He's got some time. He goes over the middle. It's going to be incomplete. Eric Elias had a chance to pick it off, but Zucker, I think, tipped it right before. And so they're kind of looking at each other with those smiles. But great play from Garrison Zucker to break up that pass. The last thing you want to do is say, hey, I think my guy can catch it behind me. Let's let the ball go. Great defense from the Aggies. 4th down and a mile for Ravenna, but you're probably going to go for it here. You're at the Beal City 31-yard line. They're going to line up with 4 wide. Again, here to the near side, Dylan May, probably 6'4", 6'5". He's got some size. They haven't really tried throwing it his way much. Man in motion. They are going to go that way, trying to use the size. Kyler Smith playing some great defense. May goes up and gets it anyway. What a catch. He was absolutely blasted by Elias as well, but it's another 4th down conversion for Ravenna. Their 4th of this game, their 2nd of the drive. And one was 4th and 13, so big-time play there from Wilburn to Dylan May. It was great defense from Kyler Smith. May just went up and timed it perfectly to go up and get that catch. Beautiful, beautiful catch from Dylan May on the sideline there to essentially keep Ravenna in this ball game to convert that 4th down and long. Now it's 1st down and goal from the 4. They hand it off, looking to get that outside is Anderson. He gets by one guy, but he's not going to get by Gatrill and a couple others in the backfield. Nice job from Grady Gatrill coming down from his safety position to make a tackle in the backfield. That's going to be a 2-yard loss. It was 1st down and goal from the 4. Now 2nd down and goal from the 6. 1:50 left to go, 3rd quarter. Again, if you're Ravenna, there's still no hurry at this point, but you have to get into the end zone here. And I also got the feeling you can't miss the extra point or not get the 2-point conversion to keep it a 2-possession game, the way things have been rolling here tonight. Shotgun look. Wilburn wants to run this one all the way. Looks to pour it up the middle. He is not going to get anywhere. He's brought down after a very short gain. Out there with the tackle was Drew Gross, and helping him out on it was the junior Cooper Wilson. This will be the 11th play of the drive coming up. And they've picked up 2 first downs. I'm going to say that again. The 11th play of the drive coming up that started at the Beal 37. It's been very tough sledding for Ravenna, but they are continuing to somehow stay in this game. 2 4th down conversions on this drive. It's now 3rd down and goal from the 4-yard line. Wilburn trying to run it off to the right side. He's going to be buried by Bukovich right at the 1-yard line. It's going to be 4th and goal from the 1. Oh, my goodness. Every series of drives for Ravenna has gone to fourth down. They've converted twice. Can they convert a third time here on fourth down and goal from the 1-yard line? I think they will have to run another play before this quarter runs out. I think there was over 40 seconds on the play clock, or the game clock here. Waiting to see any countdown. Wilburn's going to line up in the gun. Next to him is Edie and Rollison. He's going to run it all the way. He's not going to get there. Grady Gatrell, Braxton Bukovich, also trying to see if that was Wyatt Wilson in on the tackle. No, I think that was a Mr. Cooper Wilson in on the tackle. And so the second time this game that Ravenna has been turned away inside their 5. Wow. Wow. What a ball game. And, you know, Coach Gross and I were talking about turnovers brought to you by our friends at High and Tight and big plays. 2 turnovers on downs may end up being the difference in this ball game. Beal City takes over with just 6 seconds left to go here, but they're at their own 1-yard line. If you're Ravenna, that's the way you stay in this ball game, in my opinion, is you get a safety or you have to get a 3-and-out here. You cannot let Beal City run some clock. 6 seconds left to go. Kyler Smith is in the gun. It looks like single coverage out here, and they were ready to throw it to Gatrell. Ooh, boy, that could have been dangerous. And it's actually going to be a delay of game against the Aggies. Coach Gross probably a little confused because that was very, very quick for a delay of game that's going to move it back another half yard. So Beal City, 6 seconds left to go in the third quarter. They lead it 15-0, but they're backed up inside their own 1. The last time they were backed up, it worked out pretty well. They went 96 yards for the touchdown. But this is a much different situation as the game is essentially on the line on this drive for the Ravenna Bulldogs. Similar formation. Kyler Smith remains in the gun. He does want to throw it once again. He's going to launch it deep towards Zucker. Zucker goes up, cannot make the catch. What a defensive play from Carson Van Ens on the outside. It was a great job by Garrison Zucker adjusting to try and make the catch, but with him every step of the way was Van Ens. And we're going to head to the fourth quarter. Beal City leads at 15-0. They'll have it second down and 10, but they're backed up to their own 1-yard line. Fourth quarter coming right up after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant Automotive on Mission has been serving local auto shops and do-it-yourselfers since 1988. Mount Pleasant Automotive is locally owned and carries all the auto part, car care products, and auto maintenance supplies you will need. Visit them online at mtpleasantautomotive.com. Mount Pleasant Automotive, caring for our cars and our local student athletes.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Start of the fourth quarter. Beal City's going to have it up 15-0, but it's second down and 10 from their own 1-yard line. Score updates, 7-0. Shepherd on top of Elma at the half. Beal City, well, obviously Beal City leading here, 14-0. The Oilers on top at the half. Big time there if they can take out Saginaw Heritage going forward momentum-wise for the Mount Pleasant Oilers. Kyler Smith's going to line up under center this time. Deep back behind him is Bukovich. Bukovich is going to get the handoff up the middle. He can't go anywhere. It might be a safety. It's going to be very close. Waiting to see. Nope, they're going to say he was stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Actually, they haven't signaled anything yet together. We shall see here. Again, if it's a safety, this could be a big deal momentum-wise. It will be a safety for Ravenna. And I said, if you are Ravenna, if you want to stay in this game, that is what you needed right there. They get the safety. The score is about the strangest you'll ever see it on the scoreboard. Right now, it's 15-2. I don't know if I will ever say that in the rest of my time calling football games. I've called me a few Beal City baseball softball games that have been 15-2, but never a high school football game that was 15-2. And so the Bulldogs will not go quietly into the night. They have had 4 fourth-down conversions on their 2 long drives. Again, it's been very tough sledding for them any which way you put it. The Beal City defense has been absolutely dominant out there. If Ravenna picks up a 4th down, it's on a 3rd down carry. It's on a 4th down and short carry. Again, 4 fourth-down conversions in this game for Ravenna. It's really the only reason they've been able to move the ball down the field this entire night. But they got the momentum right now. After getting the safety, it's 15-2. The problem for the Bulldogs is you're now at the point where you kind of need to score quickly. And I don't know if that's going to happen against this Aggie defense, in particular, your defensive backfield that you got that has been so strong with Grady Gatrell, Garrison Zucker, Kyler Smith, Eric Elias. And let's throw the linebackers, Gatrell and Bukovich, in there as well. And I think we're going to see punt here coming from Eric Elias, it's one of those, the free kick or whatever, but see what happens here coming from the 20-yard line. And he's looking towards the sideline of, do we want to kick it or do we want to punt? And I think Sienkiewicz is hustling up real quickly to make sure he's going to be able to go out there to kick the football. Again, if you're the officials, you're only going to allow Beal City so much time before they can get things ready to roll. And it does look like they will have the kicking tee out there, but it won't be Sienkiewicz. It will be Elias booting this one away. Lined up back at the 30 are the 2 returners, Wilburn and Anderson, for the Ravenna Bulldogs. 11:42 left to go, 4th quarter. 15-2. Yes, 15-2 is our score. Beal City in front. 3rd quarter, just defensive battle, neither team scoring. First play of the 4th quarter, Beal City, after a defensive stop, was at their 0-1 through an incompletion on 1st down. 2nd down, a big-time tackle in the backfield, got the safety for Ravenna. Here comes the kick from Elias, and it's a really good boot. Wilburn's going to field it on the jump at the 27-yard line. Looks to find some room up the middle. He's across the 50 before he's popped by Elias. Also out there on the tackle, Mr. Jacob Weber. Shout out to Weber Brothers Sawmill. So it'll be 1st down and 10 for Ravenna at the Beal City 45-yard line with 11:35 left to go in the 4th quarter. And we do have a flag on the play. It's going to be a sideline warning against the Bulldogs. Nothing big there. 15-2 the score here, 11:35 left in our ball game. Yes, this one has moved very, very quickly. Couple substitutions coming in and out for Ravenna. One of the things myself and Adam Gursky were talking about in one of our breaks was Dylan May with that big 4th down catch earlier. Surprised they haven't gone more to the big wide receiver on the outside. Again, you come into this game, he was listed at quarterback, but we haven't seen him take any snaps under center. It has been Wilburn back there, and for good reason. He's been very elusive. 4 wide now, split out wide to the far side is the aforementioned Dylan May with Garrison Zucker guarding him. Wilburn drops back, looks to throw it over the middle. It's going to be caught. Wyatt Wilson there with the tackle after a gain of maybe 8. Well, if you're Beal City, you're still keeping everything in front of you right now because this still is a 2-score game for Ravenna. Defending state champion Beal City Aggies looking to pick up their first win of the year on the road here in week number 1 versus the Bulldogs, but Ravenna is not making it easy. Pistol look now for Ravenna. Again, they motion the running back to make it more of a shotgun, traditional look. They fake the handoff in the backfield right away was Cooper Wilson. A big hit out there from Eric Elias. Talk about our J&J Auto Collision Report. Woo-hoo-hoo. Wilburn, though, is much tougher than I am as the quarterback. The junior just bounces right back up, and he's ready to go when it's 1st down yardage for the Bulldogs. That's the first time in a long time, it seems like, that Ravenna has been able to pick up something on a 2nd down. It seems like it's always been 3rd down, 4th down when they've been able to get the conversions. Another shotgun look here. They send a man in motion. Wilburn takes a snap. He wants to throw. He's got some time. Throws it over the middle. It's blocked at the line of scrimmage. Excellent job by Drew Gross getting his hands up to knock that ball down at the line. That's what they teach you if you're the lineman. If you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up to make those passing lanes smaller. Excellent job right there by Drew Gross making that happen. 2nd down and 10 now for Ravenna. 10:25 left to go in our ball game. And still no score updates coming. That means, things are getting to the nitty-gritty. And again, I really do expect Saginaw Heritage to possibly make that a game in the second half. Check on the Clare Pioneers score here in just a moment. Anderson goes in motion, rolling that way as the quarterback Wilbert. Wyatt Wilson giving chase. He's going to bring down the ball carrier after a short gain. Excellent open field tackle from Wyatt Wilson on that one. And it's now 27-7 as of just a few minutes ago. Clare Pioneer, Dane Alexander with a quick strike from 53 yards out. 27-7. Clare on top of Grayling. We will have their game next week with Ortonville Brandon at CMU. Make sure you join us for the action if you can't make it there. 3rd down and 9 now for the Bulldogs. Seems like they've been in this situation pretty much all game. 3rd down, 4th down, having to convert to try and stay in it. Man in motion. Wilburn hands it off to him. He looks to get that outside edge. Zucker looks to turn him back in. He does, but it's still going to be 1st down yardage for Ravenna. And Drew Gross was in the backfield, but Wilburn's carried the ball so much. I think you've got to respect Wilburn out there. He finally handed it off this time and allowed the runner to get it on the outside edge. 1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Beal City 20. 9:23 left to go in our 4th quarter. 15-2. Yes, the weirdest score you've ever seen on the football scoreboard. Ravenna with a safety after Beal City was backed up after getting a stop on the 1-yard line. Man in motion is Anderson. He gets the handoff, looks to turn that corner. Small's there looking to bring him down. He does. A big-time shoestrings tackle there from Avery Small. Small was blocked on the play, but still was able to kind of swing to kind of trip up the legs of the ball carrier right there. That's going to make it 2nd down and 2. It's one of those plays that is not going to be anything special, but that was a big-time tackle from Avery Small out there. Avery Small rocking his older brother Austin Small's number 2. 8:40 left to go in the ball game. 2nd down and 2 for Wilburn and the Bulldogs. They look to run the same play in the backfield as Drew Gross. Also out there helping clean things up is Ben Gottschalk. Again, Gross, Locke have been in the backfield a lot of this night. On the outside, it's been a lot for Brennan Buskirk and Adam Mulder to deal with. And they've done a solid job from their tackle positions, but that speed of Gross and Locke, it's just going to be tough to deal with, especially when you got the size and the strength of Gottschalk and Irvin in the middle. And also out there, Bukovich, Wilson, the 2 Gatrels, Small, Elias, and Zucker. Want to hand this one off up the middle. It's going to be a very short gain out there for Colton Rollison. He will pick up 1st down yardage, though, or I'm waiting to see him mark it off. It will be 1st down and 10. But if you're Beal, though, you're keeping everything in front of you. That clock is really continuing to churn away. And now if you're Ravenna, if you score 6 here, you're still going to have to get a big stop against Beal City. But again, the one time, I guess 2 times Beal City's had it. They've been able to get the stops, though. On the very first play of the second half, Aaron Bukovich had a 10-yard run, but then a couple plays got stalled out. Bukovich did have another solid run, but Beal had punted away on their first dive. Ravenna then ended up getting it down, Beal got Ravenna to go 4th-3. Actually, they throw it over the middle. It's going to be incomplete. Way to stay with it defensively by Eric Elias. Stays all over the wide receiver, and it looked like it was going to be a touchdown. The crowd was starting to cheer, but he couldn't hold on to it all the way to the ground because of that great effort from Eric Elias. Back to my second half reset here. Beal City started with the football. Had a 1st down, but ultimately had to punt it away. Ravenna started with it on their own 19. Aaron Locke had a big sack on 2nd down. They punted it away, but it was ultimately muffed by Beal City, which allowed Ravenna to take over at the Beal City 37. They had 2 4th down conversions, including one that was a 4th down and 13. Then they turned it over on downs at the 1-yard line. That's where Beal City took over. Ravenna was able to take advantage and get a safety. Beal had to punt it away to him. Now that's where we're at with Ravenna trying to drive. Throw over the middle, almost intercepted by Grady Gatrill. He may have got upended on the play a little bit. Having to turn into a defensive back out there was Brody Anderson. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 on the 10th play of the drive here. Ravenna at the 10-yard line. Always feel like in baseball, say a whole lot of 2s out there. My main man, Aiden Mendel with Bogwat, Bang, and Bradley. Whole lot of 10s out there right now. 3rd down and 10. Ball on the 10. 10th play of the drive. Game on the line. 7:06 left to go, 4th quarter. Aggies lead at 15-2. Ball gets snapped. Nowhere for the ball carrier to go. Wilburn wasn't ready for it. Not the time for a broken play right there if you're Ravenna. But now you've got to deal with a 4th down and 10. And they've been living on 4th down conversions all game long. They've got 4 or 5 of them throughout the night. 15-2 is the score. 6:42 left to go in the 4th quarter. 28-0 Oilers. Start of the 4th quarter. That is a huge win for Coach McIntyre, Coach Bubba McLean, and the crew there to go out, and they're just blasting Heritage up 28-0 going into the 4th quarter after Heritage beat you the last 2 years, 42-7, 48-24. What a response for Coach McIntyre and the crew. And again, all of our coaches in the area, we don't have any volleyball games next week. We'll be catching up with everybody again after week 1. 27-7, Pioneers up on top of Grayling. Shepherd opens the half with a pure run game, a long drive all the way. They're up 14-0. Big shout to Nick Cole sending me those updates. And so start of the second half, Shepherd Blue Jays come out and say, we're going to keep the ball on the ground. They march right down the field to go up 14-0 over the Alma Panthers. 3:40 left to go in the 3rd quarter in Shepherd. 6:36 left to go here. It is 15-2. And last we knew, up big was Ithaca. Last we knew, Sacred Heart kind of down big, 20-0 in the 2nd quarter there. Again, first game back to 11-man football for Sacred Heart, playing up a division or 2 against Olivet. You knew that was going to be tough going out there. We'll continue to check that score to see if they can respond in the second half. Here comes the game, though, for Ravenna. 4th down and 10. Wilburn in the gun, pressured immediately, throws it quickly. It's caught. What a catch out there from Dylan May. That is May's 2nd 4th down conversion here on this drive. He's tackled just short of the goal line, but it will be 1st down. Oh, they're actually going to say he did not catch it. They're going to say it was incomplete. Zucker staying with it there to ultimately knock out the play. And so it's another turnover on downs. That is the 3rd turnover on downs this game for Ravenna. They've had 1 at their own 4. They've had one at the Beal 4, 1 at the Beal 1, and now 1 at the Beal City 10-yard line. So 3 trips to the red zone for the Ravenna Bulldogs, and they have got zero zilch to show for it because of this outstanding Beal City defense. That is just something that you don't see a lot in high school football. 3 trips to the red zone, 3 times you are turned away. And coming into this game, that Beal City defense, we knew it was going to be strong. Up front, you've got Gross and Locke at the defensive end positions. At the D tackles, it's Irvin and Gottschalk. Linebackers, Gatrill, Wilson, Bukovich. We've also seen some Weber out there as well. We've also seen some Cooper Wilson. Also Eric Elias, Grady Gatrill, Garrison Zucker, Kyler Smith have been money tonight for the Beal City defense. 2nd down and 8. They hand it off to Zucker. He looks to get the outside. Nowhere for him to go. And on that tackle is going to be Brennan Buskirk for Ravenna. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long for Beal. If you're the Bulldogs, I mean, you're still in this game in all reality, but you just can't get it into the end zone. Again, you've had it 3 times at the 10-yard line of Beal City and can't get a single thing. 3rd down and 8 here for the Aggies. Would not be surprised to see Kyler Smith go to the air here. Clock ticking, 5:10 remaining. I do love Ravenna. Every third down, get a little rumbling of the bleachers. They get some music going. Great environment here. Nothing like high school football. So excited it's back on the airwaves. Hand off to Zucker. Looks to find some room up the middle. He's going to be very close to first down yardage. I think he got it. It will be a first down for the Aggies. And not quite the nail in the coffin, brought to you by our friends at Barry Funeral Home, but it's getting pretty darn close out there. Yes, shout out to Walt Perry and the crew at Barry Funeral Home. Clock moving, 4:45 left to go in the fourth quarter. Much love going out to friends J&J Auto, Blockco Pools and Spas, Konowinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, E&S Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, and our friends Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pregame Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. Of course, coming to you from the Barbary Law Studios. Really time to start thinking about that Zeta Batchelder baller of the game, and still got Kyler Smith on my mind. But as I say that, we see Zucker run it off to the far side once again. Tries to stay in bounds to keep the clock moving. Ravenna doing a good job forcing him out on the far side of the field to stop the clock with 4:13 left to go. Bring up second down and short for the Beal City Aggies. And again, our score updates throughout the night have been brought to you by Clark Modular Homes, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Malley Construction. We've been talking about Woods Household Appliance, best seat or best stance in the house. Those umpires out there, the officials out there, making sure these kids can play this beautiful game of football. We got a Bird All-American Grill post-game show coming up, and I still think Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game might be that toss with Locke, maybe that fourth down stop moments ago, the big defensive play from Zucker. The handoff to Bukovich, first down yardage for Mr. Braxton Bukovich. Braxton Bukovich also right there in the running for our Zade Batchelder baller of the game, too. He maybe had one of the biggest tackles in the backfield. I thought it was gross. It was him. He's probably about 80, 90 total yards right now. He had one catch for about 20, 30, and I want to say that's his third or fourth carry for around 10 yards. Sophomore Braxton Bukovich, we knew how big of a player he was as a freshman, ultimately went down with an injury, how great he was going to be as a sophomore this year, and he has shown up here tonight in week one versus Ravenna. Here remains the deep back as Kyler Smith goes under center. The two wingbacks are going to be Eric Elias and Mr. Gary Zucker. They pitch it to Bukovich. Looks to get that outside edge. Turns the corner. Make sure he stays in bounds as he falls forward for a 7 or 8 yard gain. The clock will continue to churn. Ravenna does have 2 timeouts remaining. We'll see if Coach Ego chooses to use them here or kind of waving the proverbial white flag as it's still a 2-score game. 3:10 left to go. And I'll say it again, Ravenna has had the ball at the Beal City 10-yard line or inside it 3 separate times. Each time it was a turnover on downs. One, I guess, did lead to some points with a safety on the second play of the next drive for Beal City, but the Aggie defense has been unbelievable tonight. When Ravenna has been able to move the football, it's taken them to get to third down and 3. Big hole for Bukovich. Gets a block downfield. He's tackled inside the 40-yard line, and that's going to put Bukovich over 100 total yards on the evening as well. Big-time game for the sophomore Braxton Bukovich. No making his older brother proud. Again, 27-7. Clare on top of Grayling. 28-0. Mount Pleasant on top of Saginaw Heritage. 14-0. Shepherd on top of Elma. 20-0 last we knew. Olivet besting Sacred Heart Academy. 2:19 left to go in our game here. The Aggies looking to run out the clock and kind of take a deep breath after winning the state championship starting 1-0. Handoff up the middle to Zucker trying to find some room. There's nothing there. Good job by the Ravenna defense. And one thing to give credit to, these Ravenna guys, it's been really hard out there for them tonight to move the ball. They have continued to stay with it. And Coach Ego didn't actually have a very bad game plan out here today. They had 3 opportunities inside the 10. This could be a very, very different score. But then again, you take away the muff punt from Beal City, that could change things a lot as well. It's been Beal City's pretty much only mistake in this game. Second drive of the second half, punting it on 4th down. Ultimately had it muffed and was recovered by Ravenna. But again, Ravenna couldn't do anything with it. Smith looking to roll out here. Bit of a broken play as he tries to take it to the outside. He dives forward to get what he can. The clock will continue to move. We'll have the 10th play of the drive coming up. We do now have a timeout coming from Ravenna with 1:17 left to go. 3rd down, and we're going to call it 14 or so. And just one timeout remaining for Ravenna. So if you're Beal, you keep it on the ground here. You force Ravenna to use that final timeout, and then you'll probably have to punt the ball away on 4th down with around a minute remaining or so. But if you're Coach Justin Ego, I feel like you got to call the timeout there after you get that stop. Like I said, this game's probably all said and done. But if something does happen, you got to take that timeout to try and get yourself the ball back. And Elma answered Shepherd in that 3rd quarter. Now 14-7, Shepherd on top of Elma as we head towards the 4th quarter there. That game turning into an absolute battle. And the Ithaca Yellow Jackets keep on rolling. It's been a long time since St. Louis has bested Ithaca in high school football. They're going to have to wait another year as the Yellow Jackets are up 50-0 against the St. Louis Sharks. 3rd down and long. Again, playbook open here if you're Coach Gross. You could throw it, but I expect them to keep it on the ground. The worst thing that could happen here is some type of possible pick six. 15-2, Beal City leads Ravenna with 1:17 left to go in the 4th quarter here in Ravenna. Going under center is Smith. They send Avery Small in motion. They're going to give him a handoff. He's got to get from one guy. Gets away from him. Tries to get that outside edge. Nowhere for him to go. Brought down by Blake Eady on the play. Ravenna will now take their final timeout here to stop the clock with 1:08 left to go. 4th down and 14 for Beal City. Keep things right here during this timeout. Unless something crazy happens, I think our Zayd Batchelder baller of the game is going to go to a combination of Mr. Kyler Smith and Braxton Bukovich. Kyler Smith, a fantastic job running the show out there at quarterback, staying smooth, staying solid, making sure everybody's in the right place. And he also had a couple big tackles defensively as well. Bukovich always making those big plays defensively, including one big one in the backfield, taking down Jackson Wilburn. And that was after, I believe, that muffed punt, which made it kind of a big deal there to kind of hold them out. And then he's done a fantastic job running the ball, catching the ball. Again, I don't have official stats in front of me, but if I were to guess, I would say Braxton Bukovich, probably about 80 yards on the ground, 15 to 20 yards through the air, right around 100 total yards for the Beal City Aggies. And again, a great job defensively as well. 4th down and 13. Elias is out there to punt things away. Dropping back deep will be Jackson Wilburn. And if I am Coach Gross, I don't really know if I give Wilburn anything to return here. You might just tell Elias to punt this one out of bounds. Now got a timeout coming from Coach Gross as kind of a little misstep there. Some players out on the field that shouldn't be, but just a chance for those young men to learn out there. I'll make that joke and give me a moment to thank some more of our sponsors. Coming to you from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. At our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report, Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game. Could be a number of plays in the backfield made by Aaron Locke, Drew Gross, or the aforementioned Braxton Bukovich. But I'm going to start with the very first drive of the game for Beal City. They had a 41-yard pitch and catch from Kyler Smith to Aaron Locke, which allowed Braxton Bukovich to take it in for a short touchdown run. That is our Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game. Again, our score updates throughout the game brought to you by Brad Malley Well Drilling, Malley Construction, and Clark Modular Homes. Our Zayd Batchelder baller of the game brought to you by Weefrich Financial. As I mentioned right now, Kyler Smith, Braxton Bukovich kind of got their names penciled in. And again, big shout out to our pregame show sponsor, Woods Household, also sponsor of the best seat in the house. Here comes the kick from Elias. They do kick it to Wilburn. Feels it at the 10-yard line. Tries to turn it out to the outside. Now back here to the near side. Nowhere to go. Nice job by Garrison Zucker staying patient to bring down the returner, and there was nowhere for him to go. 15-2. Yes, 15-2 is the score as Ravenna takes over with 57 seconds left to go on our ball game at their own 23-yard line. And now in at quarterback is Mr. Dylan May, who I'm imagining probably isn't as mobile as Wilburn, but maybe a little bit stronger arm. Now going to have Wilburn lined up in the slot to the right of Dylan May. Looks like Drew Gross is guarding him. May drops back, looks to throw. He's going to sling it over the middle. It's going to be dropped at the 45-yard line. That was right. Blake Edie is even going to say that was right in my hands, man. I'm sorry. That one was right there for him to catch. He did have Eric Elias bearing down on him a bit, but he should have caught that one. And again, when you're down 13 with 50 seconds left to go, you got to catch that one. Clock would have stopped for a moment as well on the first down, so Ravenna could have hustled up and spiked the ball. May will remain in the shotgun. He's got 4 wide receivers, 3 split out to his left, 1 split out to his right. And Zucker was single coverage that way. Pressure coming from Locke and Gross. They're going to meet at the quarterback in the backfield. What a fitting way to not end this one. But that is very much how the game started for Ravenna with Gross and Locke. Boom! Meeting at the quarterback on the first play of the game. One of the final plays of the game here. We've got Gross. We've got Locke meeting at the quarterback. Shotgun look. They have to hurry here on 3rd down and long. No timeouts. May rolling out to his left. Now Cox back, looks to throw it over the middle. It's going to be tipped, intercepted by Kyler Smith with the diving catch with 20 seconds left to go in the game. And if there was a little tiebreaker that was needed between Braxton Bukovich and Kyler Smith, maybe that's it right there. I'm going to look at Gursky. Should we keep him co-player of the game, or does it go to Smith now after that interception? It's still pretty close. We're going to keep it Zeta Batchelder, Ballers of the Game, brought to you by Weefrich Financial, Mr. Braxton Bukovich, and Mr. Kyler Smith for their fantastic performance. It's going to be a strange-looking final when you look at things on Facebook later and we look at things at the MHSAA. 15-2. Yes, that will be our final score, but Brad Gross would tell me, doesn't matter how you put it in the win column, as long as those clocks, when they run 0, it goes to 1-0. Nothing else really matters. And also, looks like everybody pretty darn healthy coming out of this game, too, which is always a big deal. We're going to set it out to a quick break and come back with a quick wrap-up of this one, as myself and Adam Gerst got a bit of a trek back to the Mount Pleasant area, but we'll have some more score updates. We will put a bow on this one in our Bird All-American Grill postgame show coming up right after this.
Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes. Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Our final here, 15-2. I'm not joking. Beal City best Ravenna, 15-2. Ravenna had the ball at the Beal City 4, at the Beal City 1, at the Beal City 10, and got absolutely nothing out of it other than a safety after the turnover on downs at the 1-yard line. Knew coming into this year that defense from the Aggies was going to be good. Gross, Irvin, Gottschalk, Locke, Bukovich, Wilson, Gatrell, Elias, Gatrell, Zucker, and Smith, they were as good as advertised. Ravenna continues to be very strong up front. Don't be surprised at the end of the year if you go back and look and see that this Ravenna team is 7-2, 6-3. They play a really tough schedule and played a really strong game here tonight. They just couldn't cash in when they got it down there. And then again, if you take away the muffed punt, maybe this game does end up 28-0 Beal City. But what a battle it was. The defending state champion Beal City Aggies moved to 1-0 on the season, besting Ravenna 15-2. Our Zaid Batchelder Ballers of the game, brought to you by our friends Weefrich Financial, Mr. Kyler Smith, Mr. Braxton Bukovich. Our Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game. You got to go all the way back to the first drive for Beal City on that 41-yard pitch and catch from Kyler Smith to Aaron Locke. Final score updates. Last we knew, Mount Pleasant a-rolling into the fourth quarter, up 28-0 against Saginaw Heritage. Ithaca a-rolling against St. Louis, 50-0 the score there, maybe even the final there. Shepherd is up 14-7 against Elma heading into the fourth quarter there. Claire, another touchdown from 23 yards out from Mr. Mason Heinz. They are up 33-7. And last we knew, Sacred Heart Academy, the first night back to 11-man football, trailing 20-0 versus Olivet. But again, playing a couple divisions up there as well, too. I expect a strong season. First year back for 11-man football from Sacred Heart Academy, Coach Wheaton Verliger and the crew. Our final here tonight, I'll say it again, 15-2. It just seems very funny for a final football score to be that. But as I said, as Coach Gross will say when we talk to him, doesn't really matter how you draw it up. As long as the end, you draw it up 1-0. And that is what the defending state champion Beal City Aggies are. They are 1-0. Make sure you check out all the podcasts. Actually got a golf podcast coming up with Bob Toko from Claire tomorrow. That'll be really cool. And then this weekend, next Monday, we'll be catching up with all of our football coaches. And, the high and tight turnover battle wasn't any actual turnovers other than that muff punt, but 3 turnovers on downs for Ravenna inside the Beal City 10. That is the difference in the ball game. The Beal City defense standing up when they had to. And all game long, it was tough sledding for Ravenna just to get down to the field. 15-2, our final. Chris Bachman sign off till next Friday. Friday Night Lights back.